Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we are playing more Living Legend. The people have spoken, and we are playing OLDHIM. Now, before everybody jumps down my throat about the fact that we're playing OLDHIM, I let everybody who is a YouTube member and a Twitch subscriber in the Discord vote on what they wanted to see played tonight. I put up Icelander, I put up OG Prism, Zen, Duskblade Chain, and OLDHIM. Everybody voted for OLDHIM. There was like 9 votes for OLDHIM compared to like, you know, one had 2, one had 3, one other had 2, stuff like that. So don't blame me. Although I'm going to be honest, it really feels like this is just people were kind enough to let me play OLDHIM tonight. If you want the truth, that's really what it feels like everybody decided to do. So I'm very excited to play OLDHIM. It's been a long time. I've really missed playing old grandpa here. By far one of my favorite heroes of all time. Oh, excuse me. Good Lord. Good Lord. Hey, Ben, Trent, Caleb, what's up, guys? How are you? All right, without further ado, let's jump in. Honestly, I'm excited. The games are going to take forever, so let's go ahead and jump in. We'll talk about the list a little bit here. This will be the first time I have ever played OLDHIMs with winners. I've ever played OLDHIM with winners well. It was always Titan's Fist and Anothos anytime I was playing this, so I am excited to play winners well and see how it feels tonight. Bro definitely didn't ask to play him yesterday. I mean, listen, I'm not saying I did or I didn't, but either way. Also, Civic Steps was not in CC when OLDHIM was around, so that's pretty cool. Looking at the deck, we have a lot more ice cards in the deck than normal. We are playing Frostfangs tonight. I'm curious to see how Frostfang feels as a 2-for-5. Like, it's not super impressive, but I'm hoping it does enough of the job. We're also playing Pulse of Eisenloft. The Pulse was not viable in CC at the time. So we have 3 Zealous Spell things, 3 Oasis Respice, and 3 Red Staunch Responses in the sideboard. We are not playing Anothos and Vambrace, which is something that I had considered adding into the deck, but I wasn't sure what I would cut. So we ended up, I just decided not to play it. I probably would have ended up cutting Stalagmite and Arcane Lantern to play those. Probably would have been the choice that I would have made there to play those, so we can talk about adding that into the deck later, maybe. Didn't want to play Redwood Hammer in the deck? Bro, why miss that value? I mean, listen, man, sometimes you miss out on the value, right? Sometimes we can't play the best weapons because it's more fun for the content, right? It's more fun for the content. Big Bonks or mid-range OLDHIM? I mean, it's definitely mid-range OLDHIM. Like, I mean, we're playing Spinal Crushes and, like, we're playing Pummels and Command and Conquerors. Like, we're playing Red Chokeslams. We're playing some good cards. Endless Winter's another good one. But, I mean, this is definitely not Big Bonk OLDHIM. This is definitely mid-range OLDHIM. Playing Brothers in Arms, playing Heart of Fiendel. We have a decent number of poppers. I'm excited to have 2 copies of Blizzard in the deck. I was also playing 3 Northern Winds earlier in the list, but I ended up just playing 2 Northern Winds here and decided to add Heart of Fiendel to see if it might feel any better. I'm a pretty big fan of Heart of Fiendel. The longer the game goes on, the more value you can get out of it. So this is one of those decks that you get a lot of value here. No Awakening is also telling it's mid-range. Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I haven't put together an OLDHIM list or really brewed a lot in Living Legends, so I took some lists that people were playing that did well and tried to take them and, like, you know, make lists out of them. So I am hopeful it doesn't take very long to find games tonight, but, you know, it's LL. Unfortunately, I don't think the games come very quickly in LL. So we're going to hope it doesn't take too long to find a bunch of games tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to find some games pretty quickly as far as everything's concerned. Yeah, it looks like mid-range. Just know some people love the 3 Thunder Quake type list with Awakening, Pulverize. Yeah, I mean, like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that list. Like, it's a lot of fun, and I would enjoy playing offensive OLDHIM because OLDHIM can pivot really well between offense and defense. But this is, I don't know, this was more of the list that I played when it was in CC, so I'm excited to try and play it. The one thing I've truly never got to play Oldhim with was Winter's Well. Winter's Well was gone by the time I started playing Oldhim, so I've always played Titan's Fist. So I'm very excited to play with Winter's Well and to see what it feels like. No one wants to play against Oldhim. I mean, that's very possibly true. Playing against Oldhim isn't exactly something I would sign up for, but I take that back. I would love to play the Mirror. It's been a long time, but I would love to play the Mirror. I would absolutely sign up to play the Mirror. I wonder if there's anybody playing Oldhim. Like, if there's anybody, like, playing LL games that I can join potentially or something like that. No, it's just me. It's just my game in LL, so we're gonna see. We may sit here for a minute. Rob said, now this is a stream. Oldhim is great. I love playing Oldhim. It's a lot of fun. Oldhim is a deck that really taught me to pick my spots and to really understand when to take damage and when not, and to when to take damage and when to block out and just kind of like, you know, play super defensively. So I feel like Oldhim taught me a lot about Flesh and Blood that I hadn't really learned yet previously to that, just because of like every deck I'd played at that point, I don't know, I feel like didn't really teach me a lot about the game, which is just wrong intuitively, but I don't know, like everything I'd played before that was like Dash. I'd played a lot of, like, I'd played some Fi before that. I'd played like some other aggro decks, but I'd never really played like a mid-rangey deck. And so I literally told myself one time, like one day, I was like, I'm going to play Oldhim because Oldhim's like the mid-range deck of the format, and you're going to teach yourself how to play it so that you can learn how to play a slow mid-rangey game. If I wasn't working tonight, I'd play the Mirror into you. I'd love to play the Mirror, man. It'd be awesome. Riku, get in there. I love it. Oh, let's go. It is the Oldhim Mirror. I love it. My opponent's name is I have no idea who that is. I've never seen that name before. Definitely did not mean to pick Azuri. What do you mean, Caleb? I'm not sure what you mean. Also, what's up, Caleb? How are you, buddy? So in the Mirror, I think we want Staunch Responses. We want Zealous Beltings. Looking at cards we don't want, Blizzards are pretty bad. Blizzards don't feel great. Endless Winners, probably fine. We could probably cut Choke Slams here as well. Choke Slams probably aren't going to be that great. And we could just run it like this. Play the 62 card special here. Seems fine. Maybe I'm supposed to leave Blizzards in just because I know they're a little awkward, but I think we're just gonna do it like this. We're just gonna swing. We're just gonna swing the old icy hammer here and just pass. God, this feels good. Oh, is this Riku? Let's go. I'm excited to play against Riku. Is that Drone of Brutality? Oh boy. Well, this is gonna be miserable. I can already feel it. Getting punished with the pulse here by not keeping an extra card in my hand. Definitely tell I have not played LL in a minute. So we'll go Fate Foreseen, Brothers in Arms, and Frostfang. So we started with a Fate Foreseen, and we're 3 cards in the pitch stack here. This is an interesting hand. Exposed to the elements, huh? Interesting. I'm just gonna pass. I think we're just going to play the Sink Below here. We'll probably sink the Sink Below, see what we can come up with. Spinal Crush, not really cutting it here. So we put a Sink on the bottom, which means our first 4 cards is only going to have 1 blue, and it's a Brothers in Arms, which is not exactly where we want to be. So I think we'll just throw the Hammer here. We'll throw a Lukewarm Hammer, and then we'll Arsenal the Spinal Crush, and just kind of pass here. It's a Handed E-Reacts for sure. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to take a while. This is going to take a while. Ready to watch some riveting block swing hammer arsenal? I mean, listen, this is, like, I'm here for it. Riku has more cards than me, so I'm curious to see how that plays out over time. We're going to have to find a turn to really gain advantage of the deck, to gain advantage of where we're at. I mean, yeah, I guess we're just going to Crown of Seeds here. Rip into the Pulse. So I can block Rampart, and then I can Pulse, and then I can pitch the Brothers in Arms to throw Winter's Well, Arsenal the Zealous Belting. like blocking otherwise is kind of awkward. We could also give the Brothers in Arms, and then we could pitch the Pulse. Yeah, let's block like this, 4, 5, 6. Just a way to keep our life total up. We'll pay for Rampart here, and then we'll pay for Brothers in Arms. And I'm gonna have to refresh here because my screen's being awkward. So we weren't able to pitch the Pulse there because of Command and Conquer. I'm being reminded of a lot of things right here as we're going through this. A lot of things I'm being reminded of right here. Let's see. So I guess we'll overpitch here. Try to set up, and if we get ice reacted, we get ice reacted. It is what it is. Joel said, oh god, I picked a bad time to tune in. Oh. I'm so proud. I'm glad you're proud, man. Yeah, Brothers in Arms and the Shield there was definitely the best block, considering we had the one floating from the Crown of Seeds. It worked out for us to be able to pitch the Pulse and swing the hammer here. Okay, just giving a Favor Scene. Sure, that's fine. Ice React incoming. Yep, there it is. We're going to put the Staunch Response back on top, which is perfectly fine. The Staunch Response is perfectly fine in hand against anything pretty much that we want. We're going to go Pulse and then Zealous Belting. So I think what I want to do is I want to use Tunic for Rampart, block with a Thunderquake, and then I'm going to pitch the Winter's Grasp here to Ice React, and then we're going to swing the hammer and try to Arsenal this. I think that's going to be the play that we're going to make here. So we're going to block 4 like this. We're going to use Tunic before Rampart comes up. Pay 4. And then we're going to activate Oldhim, pitching the Winter's Grasp so that we can keep Riku off of an Arsenal with Tunic here. And then we will pass, swing the hammer, and attempt to Arsenal our Staunch Response, swinging for another Frosty 4 here. How many turns are we guessing? Well, it's turn 4 right now. So, and nobody's dealt any damage. So if I had to guess, I'm probably going to say like 30. Forgot how much I dislike Crown of Seeds. Crown of Seeds is awesome. I love Crown of Seeds, to be honest. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but this is Earth and Ice fusion here. I mean, we could just throw this. We could also pitch... If we pitch the Macho Grande to rip into something, we don't really get the value we want, so we're probably better off to just give Fate, and then... I mean, I guess we could just throw this, right? Just gonna play the Favor Scene. We'll put this on the bottom, I guess. Seems fine to put this on the bottom. Just kind of churn through the deck. Hey, what's up, Kyle? How did the rest of your stream go, by the way, earlier? I meant to ask you about that. We can just throw 7 here, which feels like a big waste, to be honest, but I think getting 1 card out of the deck might be the correct choice to just throw 7 at this point. We could also just throw the hammer and pass. We should probably just pitch stack and set up like this. There's only 1 Oakenold in the deck, if I remember correctly, so pitching the Oakenold to set up with an Earth card after we just pitched an Ice card is a pretty good second cycle pitch stack here. And then we're keeping the Macho in hand, trying to keep the Staunch Response for like a rainy day. You never know what you might want it for, so... Okay. It's been 5 turns and no one's dealt a single point. 15 minutes off stream and 15 minutes of BRB while I tried to settle Riot. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Riot was having a tough time while you were trying to stream earlier, man. Ooh, Channel Lake Frigid into Swing the Hammer. I mean, we can... This does not get affected by Channel Lake Frigid, the Rampart here. we can just pitch the Sotomaro. Nah, let's pitch the... Let's pitch the Spinal Crush. No. Let's pitch the Macho Grande here to just give this. We'll put this on the bottom as well. Just trying to churn through our deck, looking for power cards here. We could have taken 4 and just like attempted to throw the Spinal Crush. I don't think we could have with the Channel Lake and the Frostbite though. Once we get a routine going, it'll be easier. But 2 hours and a mean headache later, he's still upset. Oh, geez, dude. I'm sorry, man. I know babies can be tough sometimes. Like, you know, they're not old enough to tell you what they're frustrated about, which is frustrating for you in turn, you know? Pitching a pummel to Crown of Seeds here, so we know that there's at least 1 pummel going into the deck. One of the things about Crown of Seeds is that you are able to hold, ooh, and a Piece of Mind. Interesting. This is a much more defensive list than mine. Like, this is much more defensive than mine. Also, he's playing Awakening, which is really interesting. I assume we're not pitching 2 ice cards here, so I assume I'm going to be able to get the value that I want. Heart does nothing, and he just comes in for 4. So we can pitch to block 4, and then we can... Actually, we could pitch to Crown of Seeds, which is not a bad idea. The channel's going away. We could crown this away to set up for later. I like Crown of Seeds here. I mean, this is pretty solid, to be honest. Because now we get to block for 4. And then we can actually pummel the Frostfang, which is pretty sweet. Definitely was not the play initially, but it just kind of lined up to be able to throw Frostfang with the pummel here. Ripping into it's pretty solid. Just been one of those days. I get that, man. I mean, kids have those days too, right? Awakening has no value yet. Oh, Awakening is going to be insane second cycle, bro. Turn 6 and no one has lost a single life. This is why I'm so surprised you guys voted for this. Like, as someone who wanted to play this deck, I'm eternally grateful. But, man, I gotta tell you, was I surprised. Play the pummel here. Sink below. Gives my opponent the knowledge that they can sink below for something else here if they want. They did put a sink on the bottom. Okay, so we get pummel and Frostfang here. So we're getting some good value here out of our opponent, which I really like to see. Really enjoy being able to get 4 points here. We're getting 4 points onto the board. And we're also getting a discard effect, and we're getting the pay 2 or discard, which is really solid. That's right. Damage. We're in there like swimwear now. It's looking good, boys. It's looking good. I mean, the Command and Conquer Pummel obviously doesn't have the swing that it used to, but it's still pretty good, right? So I think what we're going to do is... put an Earth or Elemental card. Is that what that says? So I think we're going to pitch the Sotomaro to play Command and Conquer. I don't think I want to play the Pummel here, to be honest. I don't think that this is a place, like a line where we really want the Pummel at this point in time, especially considering that we have Tunic Crown here, but you never know. We wanted to watch the Guardian player play a Guardian weird. Defense Frost 69 with the blue headband coming soon. Bro, get a blue headband just for when I'm playing this. Also, I don't know that we can ever win this matchup because of Drone of Brutality. Like, we're going to have to find a way to really apply pressure and play offense immensely here. Just like blocking and playing the Oldhim game, Drone of Brutality and Awakening is going to win the Mirror for Riku here. I'm going back to my Minecraft. Well, Kyle, thanks for coming by and saying hi. I appreciate it. Super excited to watch, though. Wally, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. I mean, we can just get another card out here, right? The back-to-back pummels is pretty good. Crown of Seeds is never really going to give us the ability to Command and Conquer pummel our opponent here, but I don't think you can activate Oldhim with Command and Conquer on the stack. In fact, it literally just wouldn't let me do that a turn ago, so I'm a little confused there. Have to admit. So I think we're gonna go Winter's Bite into Command and Conquer. And then we're gonna Arsenal the other Command and Conquer and try to set it up for a second cycle play here. Since Riku doesn't have... We're going to target our opponent. I don't know how correct this is, but it feels pretty good to take a card out of their hand. Control Frost 69. Now we're talking, boys. Now we're talking. Control Frost 69 is right up my alley. Like, I want to watch, but dear God, this is going to be a dull stream. Listen, Annabelle, I understand. I understand. The Oldhim, playing Oldhim is not for everyone. But I gotta tell you, there's a lot of passion in this stream for me. Toma Harvest. I'm intrigued that it's letting Riku activate Oldhim there, but it's not letting us, if I'm being honest. We can pitch Endless Winter and the Heart of Fiendel to throw Zealous Belting, and then pitch to throw Command and Conquer and Arsenal to Staunch here. So I think I'm pretty okay taking 4 here, to be honest. You can activate D-Reacts. Yeah, so if you can activate D-Reacts, why wouldn't it let me activate Pulse earlier when he had a Command and Conquer on the chain? Genuine question. So Heart does nothing here, but we are getting to come in for 5 go again. This, like, the way that this is going right now really makes me wish that we had... wish we had Rouse in the deck. Rouse the Ancients would be a great, like, Mirror Breaker card here. Drone of Brutalities in the mirror is so good. I feel like my build is just very under-equipped. I mean, I think this is fine, right? We're just gonna go ahead and... So if we activate Crown of Seeds here, we're gonna draw into the Staunch response, so we would have needed to activate it beforehand. But we're just getting to swing go again into the hammer here. And we're gonna go Heart into the Fiendel, or into the... We're gonna go Heart into the... We're going to try and pitch the Ice card here, because we would like to see the Ice card with the... whatever it's called, the Endless Winter, I think is what it's called. We also could have just hung on to ours, I guess. So... we can block here, pay 1 for the Rampart, and then activate Oldhim. Block this out, stay up 8 points right here. Isn't it because CNC specifies played and you activate Oldhim's ability? So I think, yeah, I think that's accurate, but I guess it wouldn't let me play Pulse, because technically Pulse is a defense reaction. I guess it wouldn't let me play it, and I could have activated it, which also makes sense. I really don't want to throw Endless Winter without being able to fuse here, because I would like to force some Frostbites here to be able to get Riku here. I'm trying to debate if I want to pitch the Endless Winter. I think I do. Even if Riku goes for the Ice React here, I think I'm okay with trying to put the Endless Winter with the Channel Lake Frigid. We'll have an Endless Winter both before and after the Channel Lake Frigid, which sets us up pretty well to make this play. Okay. Oasis Respite here. Ooh, this is letting Riku keep a 3-card hand here. Or is it Oldhim? Yep. Okay. That's fine as well. Having the staunch response in our hand is perfectly fine here. We're going to go Endless Winter, then So tomorrow. We're going to block Rampart, pitching one of our staunch responses here. And then I'm going to activate Oldhim and take one. Because keeping this in the deck is just better. And then we're going to pitch the Winter's Grasp to throw Winter's Well. And then we're going to Arsenal. Even if I'm not winning the game right now, I've missed this so much. Not the old guy who constantly screams Crown and Frosty 4 coming at you. Oh, man. This Rounds on Me is probably a very good card for this format, considering that there is so much. There's like a lot of Zen from what I've seen in the LL format. This Rounds on Me is probably a good blue. It looks like Riku's deck is like set up a lot better to play in the meta, as opposed to what I'm doing here. Just play Sink Below, and then 5 go again into... Yeah, we can just play the Sink Below, and then we can just go again into the Hammer here. Try to buy ourselves a little bit of tempo, because we're definitely losing on cards. We need to be pushing our advantage where we can. We are going to pitch the Macho Grande here. Peace of Mind, okay. Preventing the next 4 damage, so probably going to give me a Rampart here if I had to guess. Rampart to block this out. If Riku goes for the Ice React, we are going to activate Crown of Seeds. We could just play the Pummel right here, right? Seems a little risky. Now, we don't have a card to Arsenal this way, but we still get to do this and throw the Hammer, which I think is a better line ultimately. Pitch Endless Winter to activate Crown of Seeds. And then give me your last card, because it doesn't matter. No, just kidding. Okay. We draw the Pummel, which I don't really know. I kind of hope they just do nothing here. That makes this a little tough. Oh, this is just an elemental instant, so we could just take 4 here, right? We could take 4, give them the Ponder, and then we could play this with the Pummel. It's not technically an ice card, so it seems pretty good. I also kind of forgot for a minute that we need to be playing around Exposed to the Elements, because it is a card that they are playing. We're going to fuse with a Winter's Bite, and we're going to have 8 coming at you here. And we do have to use the Tunic so that we can fuse with the Winter's Bite here. Even though it is like a little bit resource inefficient, it does work out for us to play the Endless Winter this way. All right, well, that's the third Peace of Mind. We've seen all 3 Fates, we've seen 2 Respites, and we've seen all 3 Peace of Minds. So a lot of defense here. Hey, what's up, Simper? Yes, sir. This is like one of the most... This is the grindiest matchup probably ever. We're 14 turns in. And what? A handful? Like what? We've dealt 14 and they've dealt 9. And that's mostly because we've been trying to gain footing from each other. So get 2 Frostbites right here. And then, you know, honestly, if Riku wants to take 4 here, I think I'm okay with him just taking 4. We do have another Command and Conquer in the deck that we put in there. Pitching Oldhim for the Ice React here. So currently blocking 6. Or I guess blocking 7. For, yeah. Arsenal the Pummel here. If I play Channel Lake Frigid and then play Frostfang, I can play the Pummel as well. It's an interesting choice here. We'll see how Riku responds. Gonna use Tunic and Crown of Seeds here. Makes sense. That math do be mathing, and then we're gonna go Frostfang here. Now, he has one floating and quite a few cards in hand here. It's worth noting that we have taken 2 extra card out of Riku's deck here over the course of the game, but also he does just have Drone of Brutalities forever and ever and ever. We're not going to play the Pummel here. He's blocking this out efficiently, which I think is fine. We're going to check the channel here. Got to pitch an extra card there. Now, this would be a good time to Ice React, but I would really like to play the Spinal Crush because I think it'll buy us a lot of tempo. So I think we're just going to pass. We get a Frostbite here if we don't play the Fate Foreseen, which means we have 0% chance. We'll bottom this. We'd have a 0% chance of being able to play the Spinal Crush Pummel here. But I do like throwing Spinal Crush for 9. I think it buys a decent amount of like cards and kind of like tempo value here. Man, those Drone of Brutalities are just so good. That's literally like the 4th time he's blocked with a Drone of Brutality this game, which is crazy to think about. It's honestly crazy how much of like the Wild Wild West LL is. I mean, you definitely could have played that if you wanted to. Might be like one of Riku's only blues here. Really depends on what they have set up here. I can also tell that when I like play decks or I'm looking at lists that I can tell I really don't... I can tell that I really don't know the format that well. So take 2 there. Okay. We're going to go Break Ground, then the Winter's Grasp here. Pitching the Pulse here. So where's the fun in this? I mean, Caleb, like, I know that this isn't like popular by anything, but man, brother, I gotta be honest with you, man. I love this. I'm having a great time right now. I think I'm going to sink the Frostfang looking for a blue to try and play Command and Conquer Pummel here. I'm sorry, not Command and Conquer, Spinal Crush. Just being able to throw the Spinal Crushes like this is getting us some life every turn. So, like, we are like getting more and more cards out of our opponent's deck every turn. Feel like I missed out big time not being here back in Aria. I mean, to be honest, Aria was a wild time to be alive, brother. Aria was a wild time to be alive. I mean, I think we'll just go ahead and do it. I think I'd like to play the Pummel if I can. Now, he might have the Red Staunch here, just to like kind of be able to get us, but... And the Red Staunch does get us. I was like, it blocks exactly what we want. Okay, Pummel pushing some more damage here. Getting a Blizzard. You like to see that, honestly. Because if we can get low enough... If I pitch Pulse, which I don't really think I want to do. I don't really want to take a Frostbite, though, either. So if I pitch Pulse and block here, pitching the Northern Winds, I'm not able to block out the Hammer. And I really don't want to be giving cards out of my deck, if I'm being honest. It's really not where I want to be. And there's no world that we're just supposed to take 4 here. This hand's not good enough. Oldhim was also my favorite hero as well from Aria. I enjoy Oldhim quite a bit. I mean, we could just give the Grasp. Feels kind of mid, if I'm being honest. I'm not a huge fan of just giving up the Grasp here. I don't really ever want to give cards out of my deck to be able to block the Winter's Well. We could just block here, take 3, and then pitch to throw the Winter's Well. Yeah, I guess we'll just pitch the Pulse. We'd rather see it sooner if we can. We'll fall down to 28, take a Frostbite. And then we're not able to throw the Zealous Belting here, but we are able to just swing the Hammer for 4. This is going to give Riku a turn to block efficiently and then actually set up an Arsenal himself if he'd like to, which is probably what he's going to do here. You want to be on Arsenal. I think matchups like this capture the essence of Fab very well. It's all about leveraging blocks and armor to gain advantage over your opponent. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. Low-key, I wanted to play Oldhim, but I never got a chance. I mean, honestly, Oldhim was a blast, brother. Like, straight up. I'm not even being sarcastic. I loved playing Oldhim. Like, Oldhim was a lot of fun. Yikes. Draw the Macho Grande, and then if I remember correctly, I think we have. If this is what if we're at where I think we're at, I think this is. I think we have a channel like Frigid coming up soon, which means arsenaling the Oakenold would be a good play for us. So if I block 2 and then Earth React, we take 6. I could also give up the Thunderquake here, I think. This is fine. We pay 1. And then we're going to Oldhim, pitching the Break Ground. So we only take a couple points of damage, but we do give up some cards here. And then we get to throw the Winner's Well, attempting to Arsenal the Oakenold here. And if we're able to Arsenal the Oakenold, then we are able to, hopefully, I think there's Ice and Earth cards coming up here. Why no Sledge? Because this was a random list that I grabbed online. Honestly, troll. Like, there wasn't much to the list that I grabbed. I just grabbed one from online, like random person online to try and have a game. To put a deck together that I wanted to play. So no Ice coming up. Thought we had an Ice card coming up, but it appears I was wrong. Pitch. Let's pitch Autumn's Touch. There's the Ice card we wanted. We're going to pay 1. And then we have the decision to take 2 and take Riku off of an Arsenal, which I think is a pretty good line here. We can take Riku off of an Arsenal by pitching the channel like Frigid, which will be closer together with our Endless Winter for 3rd cycle. And then I can use Tunic and pitch these 2 cards to throw Spinal Crush, which I actually really like. The natural response would be to just block with the Sotomaro here off of Oldhim's effect. But I think that this is more tempo for us. Because we can force damage, or we can force cards here from Riku's hand, which is a very good place to be in for us. What is that? Is it just 1 pummel out of the deck? Thought there was a second one, but it's just 1 apparently. Shaking my head, not asking me for my list. I should have. I should have asked you for your list, Rob. Could have just used Oldhim to pitch Pulse and be up 1 life. As opposed to what? Oh, you mean the Rampart? Oh, yeah, that would have made sense, I guess. Yeah, that would have been a better play. Good call, Jody. Thank you. And also, to be honest, if I was preparing for the Guardian matchup, I would not be playing Sledge. I would be playing Vambrace, and I would be playing Anothos. Takes 1 back to 17. All right, so that turn did not gain as much tempo as we had hoped, but that is okay. Interesting. Interesting. This deck was not built with Sotomaro in mind, that's for sure. So, let's see. I guess we just want to pitch the Winner's Bite here. I would like to pitch the Heart. Yeah, we're just supposed to pitch the Heart here. I'm curious to know what Riku had in hand that he's just wanting to set up here. Hey, what's up, Cusco? Yeah, when I pitched the Pulse to use Rampart, it definitely would have been better just to pitch the Pulse to Pulse. That's a good call. I mean, block with the drone, it's free, right? It's free real estate. Man, that drone has gotten so much value over the course of this game. Let's Arsenal the Winner's Bite. We've only seen one pummel, so there's a very good chance that this is actually pummel here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pitch the Northern Winds. I mean, I assume this is going to be pummel, so we're going to want to use Ice React here. We're going to pitch the Northern Winds to Crown, and we rip into something pretty solid here. We can block here, take 4, and then I can fuse Endless Winter if they don't have the pummel. Or we take 8, fall down to 15, and we're forced to discard the Endless Winter and then throw the hammer here and arsenal the Command and Conquer probably. I think this is okay. I guess we're not taking 8 really. We are going to pay for the Rampart, so we're currently blocking 2. This is the pummel. So what we can do is we can activate Oldhim to play Sotomorrow. We can use Sotomorrow. So this way we're only taking 6, falling down to 17. The pummel is going to get rid of... I think the Endless Winter is a better card to keep. So I think we want to get rid of the Command and Conquer here. Which I know is a really weird thing to say. And honestly, or think at all. And then I'm going to pitch this to throw the hammer for 4. And we're going to Arsenal Endless Winter here. I actually think Anothos is bad in LL. A lot of our cards don't cost 3 anymore. Okay. You just stacked Oaken, Earth Ice. That was a few turns ago, right? Dark Odious? It was a few turns ago, I think. I mean, it's very possible that, like, Rob makes a point. If a lot of our cards don't cost 3, we don't want to be on Anothos anymore. It's a different version of the deck, right? So it could just be a completely different way to try and play the deck. So this is just 8. Crown this away, pitching the Autumn's Touch. Let's do this so we can decide what we want to do here. We could just staunch this, to be honest. And we could throw 8 with Tunic. We could also... We have 1 floating. We could block here. And we could pitch this to take 4. And then we could throw 8 in Arsenal to staunch. Which is not bad. I mean, playing the staunch just seems good, right? Like, I think playing the staunch is probably just fine. Kind of seems like a waste to not use Rampart, though. So 1, 2, pitch Break Ground to block 4, take 4, fall to 13. Use Tunic to throw Endless Winter. We're also throwing Endless Winter if we block this out, so we might as well just use the Staunch here. We're just going to pass, and then we're going to play the Staunch here. We're not getting maximum value here by blocking this out, but I think that's okay. Feels weird to throw an Endless Winter for 8 without fusing. In fact, it feels incredibly wrong, if I'm being honest. We did just set 1 up, though, so that we do have something. You looked at 5 cards in your turn. Only 1 cost 3+. I mean, yeah, there's not that many 3+ cards. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, let's live on the edge a little bit here. We'll Arsenal the Sotomorrow, or if we get Ice Reacted, it's fine to just have it put back into our hand. We don't really have any Earth or Elemental cards sitting out over here, so we're probably going to have to try and block with some of those a little bit more consciously here so that we can set this up. Most Oldhims I've seen are on Sledge over Anothos. That's fair. Snooze Fest, population us. What's up, Josh? Blocking 8 here, keeping a card to Arsenal. Ice Reactus, just kidding. And then they're going to swing the hammer or Arsenal here. Either way. We can... pitch Oldhim to... We can pitch the Autumn's Touch. Yeah, take 2, go to 15, get a Frostbite, and then we can over pitch to swing Winter's Well in our turn. Seems fine. And then we can try to Arsenal the Staunch Response here. which I think is fine. I would like to arsenal the Staunch Response if I can. Getting back onto an arsenal is a good place to be as Oldhim from where we're sitting at. So, but if we get Ice Reacted again, then we'll probably just go ahead and give up the Staunch here. Sink Below. Is that the last one? It is the last one. There's no more Respites, no more Peace of Minds, no more Fate for Scenes. So they're out of a lot of their defensive cards, and we have 2 Staunches left in our deck. We're also going to get to a part where we start having like Cranial Crushes and stuff like that, right? Which is really good. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. We're just gonna... I'm just gonna pass and just play the Staunch here. We'll pitch like this. We'll swing the hammer, try to arsenal a Cranial Crush here. Just trying to keep up ahead of... We have the life advantage right now, and technically we're up on more cards, even though it's not really going to be possible for us to fatigue our opponent because they are playing some number of Drone of Brutality here. Ashley just brought in the mail, and the mat from the Talishar tourney just got here. Dude, I'm glad it's there, man. I'm glad it made it safe. I can't remember when I shipped it out sometime last week, but I'm glad it made it, man. I am glad that it's there, brother. Rampart and a card. I'm honestly gonna be real with you guys. I'm terrified. Genuinely terrified of the Awakening in his deck. There's Awakening there. We getting Ice Reacted again? Okay. Yeah, I won't be able to give you much crap. You're playing legit. Your hero, a blocking hero. I mean, yeah, it's all we're doing is blocking, man. That's our whole shtick. We could block with the break ground, I guess. I could also just block with Brothers in Arms and then use the Ice React and then throw the hammer here. Nah, I think this is okay. We're going to pitch the Brothers in Arms, and then we're going to Oldhim Earth React, take 1 fall to 14, swing a Frosty Hammer here. We're going to swing a Frosty Hammer here for 4, try to arsenal the Cranial Crush. Riku has made a choice to give up cards versus life to Ice React me a couple of times here, more than once this game, so I'm curious to see if he'll do it again here. Riku just takes 4 and takes the Frostbite here. Terrifying. Reveals a Blizzards and an Autumn's Touch, so this is 9 Dominate. So I guess we're gonna lead on the Crown. We're gonna pitch Macho to activate Crown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Throw a Frostfang on our turn. Actually, we're just going to throw the hammer and try to arsenal the Frostfang. Seems fine, right? Actually, we get Earth and Ice here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's better to keep the Cranial Crush in our deck. Yep, we're going to pay 1 here, and then we're going to Oldhim with the Pulse. So we get a couple of cards here. Guardian Mirrors are really fun, dude. I thoroughly enjoy them. I'm so ashamed to say this, but this actually looks kind of fun. I listen... I know that I'm a broken record when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I low-key enjoy this. Like, honestly, I actually, like, thoroughly low-key enjoy this. Playing the OLDHIM mirror, quite a bit of fun to me. Jesus. It's just free. It's so free. There are no pummels, so this is just a 2 for 5 value here, but still okay, right? So we can pitch Northern Winds to activate Crown. See what we rip into. It's a Macho Grande. We're gonna block here, and then we're gonna break ground. We're gonna OLDHIM with the break ground here. The only bad thing about this play is it does leave us very open to getting ice reacted on our turn here. If you don't like Guardian Mirrors and Fab, then you are bad at this card game. Simple fact. Oh man, brother, I love how just like one-sided and polarizing you are about things, man. But I have to say, I am very inclined to agree with you. Like, Guardian Mirrors are very, in my opinion, very, like, there's a lot of skill and you check a lot of boxes about the basic understanding of the game from playing Guardian matchups. And no, I'm not being ironic. I mean that very seriously. There's a chance I'm just supposed to throw the hammer here and then arsenal the Zealous Belting and try to, like, set up a better hand next turn. I mean, maybe he doesn't have an ice card, right? Even though he just blocked with a Channel Lake Frigid. Block with Channel Lake Frigid, ice react me, and then have 3 cards to really try and steal the tempo here. Same thing goes for Illusionist Mirrors, by the way, so keep that same energy. I don't dislike Illusionist Mirrors. I love to play the OG Prism Mirror. Honestly, not sarcasm, not a joke. I love the OG Prism Mirror. I would sit and play the OG Prism Mirror with you for like hours on end. And I say that like... And we're going to pay 2 here. I just not going to let them destroy my Crown of Seeds here. But they do get the counter on the Rampart, which is pretty good for them the rest of the game. Put me in a Wizard Mirror. That's where I want to be. I mean, I don't really enjoy the Wizard Mirror, but I can see why someone would enjoy that. Oh, does the Pulse just get us here? We set it up and it's just not there because the Pulse gets the hammer. Oh, man. There's definitely more Earth cards coming around, but I don't think there's that many more Ice cards coming around. This is an interesting debacle to run into here. What did I say, Caleb? 30 turns? It's been 28 so far? It's been 28 so far? Just because something is highly skill intensive doesn't always mean it's fun. Now, that I agree with. Does not make it fun just because it means it's skill intensive. That's a very, very true fact. I could just pitch Autumn's Touch, take 2, and then pitch Channel Lake and the Oakenold to throw this and try to arsenal the Cranial Crush. It's probably just the best play, right? We're keeping our fused Oakenold together for Force Cycle, which I have to say, even in my days of playing OLDHIM, I've not been attempting to tackle Fourth Cycle very often. Now goes the LL, the OLDHIM mirror. I'll check back in an hour. I mean, bro, is an hour enough, though? Is an hour enough? Yeah, how many OLDHIM mirrors that I played that truly came down to, like, me and my opponent, like, trying to work out how the rest of the turns were going to be played out? Because even though we were playing very expeditiously, it's just impossible to play. It's just impossible to play out in such a timely manner, to be honest. I mean, again, this seems like... This honestly seems like we're going to pitch the Sotomaro, pitch Cranial Crush and Heart of Fiendel to swing the hammer, and then Arsenal Staunch is like the play that we're attempting to make here. I know that we keep leaking 2 on this turn cycle, and Riku is not right now, but I think we have to find a turn when we can try to get ourselves back into a positive position of the game. We are not gaining life off of the Heart of Fiendel, but that's okay at this point. Honestly, the life total is close enough to where I feel like Riku missed his window for the Awakening to be terrifying. Pay 1, Ice React incoming. Yeah, I was like, there's an ice card in about every hand, which means I'm going to need a turn where Riku wants... Like, again, this is a hand that says take 2, and then we can throw the hammer and we can Arsenal here, right? So this is okay. So I think we're okay to take 2 on this one. We could also block with a Northern Winds if we wanted to. I don't think so. I think the 2 life is worth it here to get back onto an Arsenal, especially on a turn when Tunic is coming up, to set us up to be able to play this very efficiently. So I'm going to pitch the Winner's Bite here and just swing the hammer for 4. And knowing that we have Cranial Crushes and Macho Grandes in the deck is going to go a long way in helping us out to make sure that we can try to stay ahead. Hey, what's up, Angel? Excited for the Oldhim gameplay? I appreciate that, because it appears that everybody else is not. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I get it. Oldhim's not exactly the funnest deck in the world to play. You know, I understand. Are there any Command and Conquers left in their deck before I make this play? There is none. Potentially 1 Pummel, and there are 0 Command and Conquers left, so having the Staunch in Arsenal is just... Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. That shit. It's bananas. Just play the Staunch. This is our last Staunch we have to play, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to see the art. There's 1 Staunch. Yeah, this is the last Staunch we have to play. And this is just so bad, because we're giving up a Staunch to stop 6. Yeah, I think we're just gonna pitch... We can pitch the Northern Winds here. Seems fine to block this out. And then on our turn, we get to use Tunic. And we get to fuse with Channel Lake Frigid. So every card they add to the chain to block with gives them a Frostbite, which gives us a lot of value here. That Aegis will totally matter. Aegis. Okay, so this blocks 7, or I'm sorry, this blocks 8. They get a Frostbite. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Cusco. So this is where they start to make up some card value on us here. So I think we're just going to pitch the Sotomaro here to activate Crown of Seeds. We draw into Macho Grande. Ice will come back at some point, right? Like, Ice is pretty much has to come back at some point. We're just going to pass, and we're going to pitch the Autumn's Touch here to activate Oldhim, take 1. We do get a Frostbite, which is okay. And we will swing like this. We'll swing the hammer. We're going to go up to 28, and then we're going to go down to 24, which means Riku is going to be up a card in the grand scheme of things. But I think we have fused Okanold coming back around here in just a minute. If not, maybe this hand? No. Okay. I can Crown and then potentially block 4, or just give up this and take 1. And then we can't throw the Thunderquake here. I would like to be able to throw the Thunderquake here, if I'm being honest. I don't know that there's a world that I can throw the Thunderquake with this hand. So I think what we're going to do... I think I'm going to pitch the Break Ground to block with Brothers in Arms, activate Oldhim, and then swing the Hammer. I think that's where we're at right now. We're just going to trade 1 card here. So I'm going to pass. We're going to block. I'm going to pitch... We're going to pitch the Thunderquake here. I think we want to see that first, actually. I have a player at my LGS that doesn't understand why an Ice Rune Blade will never happen. Brother, an Ice Rune Blade? Oh my god. I am so sorry, Riku. Honestly. I feel terrible. Made Riku, like, replay this whole turn multiple times here. We're going to pitch here, and then in the reaction step, we're going to activate Oldhim. I'm talking too much and reading chat too much right now. Riku's exposed to the elements has been very good for him. It's gotten him a lot of value off of our Rampart, where we've just been forced to take life a lot this late in the game, which has been bad for us here. An Ice Rune Blade would be something else. The Spellblade Aegis. Gonna be honest, sounds like I've never read Northern Winds. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like I've never read Northern Winds. Let's activate Crown. Pitching Macho. That's fine. And then we'll pass and activate Pulse. Well, I'm sorry, we'll activate Oldhim, pitching Pulse here. I mean, that's fine. I mean, fine is a relative term. We do fall down to 2, which is a little scary, but we're getting ready to throw 8 right here. We have finally set up a hand where we're able to throw 8 here and push a lot of value at Riku to try and, like, force some cards and some value here. Oh, it has Spell Void 1? Lol. Oh, Spellbane Aegis. Oh, it's the token that gets made from... I can't remember what it's called right now, but I know what you're talking about. So we're forced to block with Frostfang here and then activate Oldhim with the Break Ground. And if I remember correctly, that's the last pummel, right? Yeah, so there are no more pummels. There's no more surprises. We're just going to throw the hammer here, attempt to Arsenal the Macho Grande. Oh, man. All right, Caleb, I apologize. I said 30 turns, and it's been 36. We're also over an hour into the stream. God, I love this deck. Ice React. Okay. I mean, it's crazy how close we are to making this happen. If I was paying more attention to my pitch stack, we would have been able to set this up multiple turns ago. So I think what we're going to do is block Macho Grande, Earth React, and then we're going to attack with the Winter's Well and attempt to arsenal this. I think that's going to be our play here. Yeah, if I had been paying attention to my pitch stack more and setting this up better, we would have been in a spot where I would have been able to like set this up, and then next hand would have had the ice and the earth card to fuse with here. Now, honestly, I may still have done it that way. I don't remember, but it definitely would have. If I was paying more attention, we would have been able to get there. Oh. Okay. It's terrifying. Eight Dominite, huh? So I think at this point we're forced to use Tunic Crown. Heart. No, actually, I need to pitch Heart here, don't I? Because it puts us to 3. So we can take 2 life here, which means we need to cover 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm sorry. That's not correct. So we're going to go 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Swing the Winter's Well. Four, 5, 6, 7. Go to 2. We know there's no more pummels, so we take 1, fall down to 2. And then we don't really have a way to utilize the Quicken token, and I do not think that the value we get from actually not swinging the hammer here is worth. Although we could just play Winter's Bite and then pass. Is there a world where I'm supposed to play Winter's Bite and then arsenal the Sotomorrow? That's an interesting choice. I think Terra's going to be more of an aggressive Guardian with the mites he can generate. Yeah, he's probably he's probably going to be an aggressive Guardian if I had to guess, Enrique. I don't know. This is a tough choice because if this is Ice React here, God, excuse me. No, I think this is fine. I think we can just swing the hammer for 4 here. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat here. Good lord. Losing a Rampart this game has been tough. Earth React to block it out to stay at 5. So we do get to arsenal the Sotomorrow, which I think would be a good thing to try and arsenal here. We can get back 2 Endless Winners. No, we can get back 1 Endless Winner. Our hand also doesn't really do much offensively here. So maybe we're just supposed to Tunic Crown, see what we find. Block Channel and Earth React. I don't know. And then we can swing Winter's Well, arsenal this Sotomorrow. I don't know. I feel like I've probably made a mistake here. A good Guardian is an aggro one. I think aggro Guardian could be very fun, honestly. Something I would thoroughly enjoy playing personally. Earth React. It's weird because the beginning of the game is kind of how the end of the game goes, right? So, like, you just constantly are back and forth reacting each other. I think this is correct. block with a break ground, and then we can Earth React, and then swing the hammer. Or we could just throw the Winter's Grasp if we really wanted to get wild. Probably not, though, right? And then Oldhim, we will pitch the Autumn's Touch here. When do you think it's worth it to play the Sows to get the attacks back into the deck? Honestly, it's been such a long time since I played Oldhim. That's a great question. Like, I really wish that I could confidently tell you at this point it's better or worse, but I feel like I'm honestly, at this point, like, trying to kind of relearn the deck a little bit, which is probably, like, as much as I played of Oldhim, a lot of it's coming back to me very quickly, but I feel like I'm having to kind of relearn some of the things that we're going through right now. Card or Tunic? Card. Okay, pitching Exposed. Since I have 2 floating, it works out to play around Exposed to the elements here. What do you guys think about doing this and pitching Pulse? And then throwing Thunderquake. It's a little aggressive, right? Oh, Pulse is going to cost 1 more. Oh, God. Pulse is going to cost 1 more here. It's easily been over an hour. Going to 1 feels so wrong. I think we're just supposed to Pulse here. We take a card and we stay at 2. Swing the hammer. And again, they're at a point in the game where if they have a hand that they think ends the game, like if they have another Glacial here, then they'll probably just take it. Now, to be fair, if they do have another Glacial, we probably are just dead. What? 3 block from hand, Earth React for 2, and then Civic Step. So technically we're not dead. Technically we would just go to 1. They take 1, fall down to 4. Really don't want to have to give up 2 cards to this. I could give a 3 block and then activate Oldhim to take 1, swing the Winter's Well, and try to Arsenal Cranial Crush. It's probably a better play. Now, they'll probably Ice React me here, but I think we're running out of options here. He said, oh, we're still going. Had to do some work stuff for a bit. Bro, I don't know what you thought was going to be going on, but of course the game's still going on. Like, fam. Like, it's turn 42 right now. The stream is going to be 2 Oldhim games. I mean, listen, if it's the Oldhim mirror back-to-back times, then yeah, probably. So, stay at 4. We do get to Arsenal the Cranial Crush. 3 cards is a little terrifying, but that's okay. We have now set up the play that we want to make. God, literally just always the piece of disruption. So I could Tunic Crown here. And then, again, we have another hand where we're not able to fuse this, right? Blocking the hammer would be giving the new card. God, this is so bad. Man, this is so backbreaking. God, this is so backbreaking right here. So is it just activate Crown now off pitching Heart? Because if it was a Frostbite, we could deal with it because we have Tunic up for the first time. I think we just have to do this now. And because we don't have our Rampart, we're forced to block with a card here. Man, that feels bad. I mean, technically, we could have given up Sotomaro there and went to 1, but I don't think we're supposed to. I honestly think we're just supposed to swing hammer like this. Try to Arsenal the Sotomaro to try and put an Endless Winter back in our deck. We could also just try to keep the other two Sotomaros to get back an Oakenold if we're ever able to play it. So we could get a little greedy here and throw it for 7 and just try to get the value we want here. But I don't know about that. So we could have used all armor to block there is what you guys are saying. I mean, we could have. Would it have been worth sending it though? I don't know. I guess we're at the end of the game. It's kind of desperation time anyway. It's kind of desperation time anyway, so was probably just worth. Three block, Ice React them, play Sotomaro. I could block Autumn's Touch. No, I don't think we're there yet. I keep looking and it just doesn't feel like we're there yet. I feel like I'm probably being a little too greedy here, but yeah, he has no D-reacts. I mean, it would have been what, 9 dominate? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He would have went to 2 and discarded 2 cards, so it probably would have been worth it. Block with a Sotomaro, pitch Sotomaro. We could take 1 and Ice React here, right? We could block like this and Ice React. Swear, I'm gonna jump off of a bridge. So we pitch the Winter's Bite to activate Crown of Seeds. We draw into Sotomaro. We block here, and then we're gonna Ice React. Take a card out, and then we're gonna pitch to swing the hammer for 4. Does not keep the channel anymore. And we're going to attempt to Arsenal the Sotomaro here. Gosh, this has been such a good game. I've enjoyed this so much. The Drone of Brutalities have been backbreaking. Drone of Brutality's just been terrible. Forgot how grindy Oldhim was. And now we're getting to a point in the game where Riku's back up on cards. So we're going to have to leave Tunic up, and we're going to have to make it work. When it comes back around to playing the Oakenold, we're going to have to make it work this time. Does it smell like home in here, or is it just me? I knew Holden would know what's going on. Crazy parts is if we'd ran all of our cards, like, we might be in a better spot. God, I was not ready for drone. Can very safely say I was not ready for drone in this matchup. Honestly, forgot it's even in the format. All right. Now we're both at 2, and our opponent's got a frostbite. What are you going for here? What are you going for, Riku? Riku was not playing around the frostbite there? Okay, so the frostbite put a damper on the plan there. Something tells me he wanted to throw an 8 at us. So Riku's just blocking to stay at 4, not going to ice react us, and going to throw an 8 at us here. No. Eight dominate does not win the game. Blocking with a break ground and then activating pulse. And then I'm able to play Sotomaro on my turn and draw a card. Try to set it up this way. I think it's just the best thing we're doing here. No, I didn't run all my cards in the OLDHIM mirror. I did run 62, but I didn't really want to run like 68. Drone has done work this game. He's blocked with drone, like, I think close to 5 times, and he's attacked with drone, I think, twice, 2 or 3 times, so. Oh, it smells like pummel. He's played all of the pummels is the only reason I didn't play around at Holden. We knew all of them were out of his deck, but yeah, that play would have seemed like a pummel without it, for sure. We're going to put an Endless Winter back in the deck. And then I think I'm going to... I think we're going to use Tunic to throw the hammer, and then we're going to Arsenal the Macho here. I know that I just said we wanted to keep Tunic up for our turn when we wanted to be able to throw our Oakenold here, but I think this is okay. He ran out of pummels last year. He has been out of pummels for a minute. Do we even consider Zach a Guardian main anymore? I haven't played the OLDHIM mirror literally since it LL'd, and I'm potentially gonna lose. And now we're not. Now I'm not a Guardian main. Thanks, Josh. We are gonna Arsenal the Macho because I would like to keep it in my deck. Block Northern Winds for 3. Activate Break Ground to stay at 2. Throw Winter's Well. Block Cranial Crush and Break Ground. Activate Northern Winds. Throw Winter's Well. I don't think we want to Ice React here. I think I'm okay giving up an Arsenal to be able to play out my turn the way that I want. So we block like this for 3, we activate Break Ground, we go back to 2, and then from here we can pitch the channel to throw Winter's Well and Arsenal to Cranial Crush to try and set up. Turn 47. Northern Winds finally seeing play. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't really done anything this game, but it's been cool, right? Like, it is fun because I did see it in the list originally, and I wasn't a huge fan of playing it, but I thought, like, the person who put this list together, I was like, you know what? Like, we'll see what happens. You never know. This is probably going to be an 8 if I had to guess. This is just our turn, right? Like, this has to be our turn. 2, 3, 4. Oh, we got to think this one through. So if I crown, God, this is where keeping my pitch deck would have been a ton of information for me. I don't think we can do it here. Welcome back from your honeymoon. Feels like it's been 2 weeks. Oh, I don't think we can do it here and stay alive. I don't think we can do it here and stay alive. I think we can try to Arsenal it, though, and set up. Yeah, because if we block 2, 4, 5, we take 1, and then we can't fuse it. We can't double fuse it here. Northern Beans giving me the northern winds, bro. Bro. Yeah, I think we have to do this. I think we have to crown here. It's the other so tomorrow. So this is another hand where we could try to set it up here. Caleb said 40 people and only 8 likes. Yeah, dude, if you're hanging out on YouTube, make sure you like that. Make sure you like the video. I'd appreciate it. It goes a long way. So I think what we're gonna do is block with Sotomorrow. Oldhim pitching to Sotomorrow. Pitch Winner's Bite. Throw Winner's Well. Try to Arsenal this. And then with this many cards in our deck, we may have an opportunity to dominate this. 3, 4, 5, go to 1. Going to 1 is so... I'm not a fan of going to 1 here. Okay. Okay. We'll swing the Winner's Well. Gosh. I feel like that Awakening could have done so much during this game, and it just never had the chance. Being able to draw Pulse right here would be awesome, but if we get Ice Reacted, it's probably not going to matter, which it feels like Ice React incoming. Maybe it's Earth React. It's Pulse. Never mind, just kidding. Needed this not to be for 6. I think it works though, right? We give Winter's Grasp, Civic Steps, Tunic here. And we get to pitch this to play Oakenold fused with Pulse. I think this is it. I think this is it. Oh, do I have to choose it both times to fuse? Okay, you do. Since it's Earth and Ice, I have to pick both times. Okay, makes sense. Starvo is so bad now after the nerf. He barely had any relevant on hits. Oldhim is the strongest Guardian. Hey, listen, I would love for Oldhim to be the strongest Guardian. I love to play Oldhim. So this is for 9 Dominite. Hopefully this buys us enough tempo to get into a spot where we can throw a Macho or a Cranial Crush. We need another 8 after this to follow it up. The discarding 2 cards is... or no, it's put 2 cards, random cards from their hand to the bottom of the deck. So they're currently blocking 3. They block with a card from hand. Or no, I'm sorry. They're currently blocking 1, 2, 3, 4. Card from hand for 7. Earth React for 9. So they can cover this up, giving me everything. They can cover this up. Currently blocking 4. Hold the line for 6. Earth React. Take 1. Tunic fusing with Ice. So I can just pay here. I can pitch the pulse to pay. And then take 1, go to 3. And then Oakenol puts that on the bottom of your deck. Okay. This might have given us something. Eight dominate ends the game here. Hopefully. 3 from hand. Oh, no. So what the other play was to go hammer into Endless Winter, which would have been good. But we're back to 2 now, which is solid. So I definitely got greedy and went for that. Man. Nothing to do, so they pass. We're going to throw Cranial Crush for 8, Arsenal to Sow tomorrow. I think that's the play. Yeah, I was hoping we were going to end the game right there. I think I probably should have stopped and thought about it. Just a little bit right there. We're going to Arsenal to Sow tomorrow and try to put the Oakenol back on the deck. Think that's where we want to be. And we want to throw Cranial Crush for 8. They also have some cards in their deck that don't block, which is kind of nice for us. Josh said, shoot me, Trent. Seems like you're being a little dramatic, Josh. Blocking 7. Earth React to take nothing. Okay. Oh, Arsenal to Sow tomorrow. I want to keep the Sow tomorrow, so I block with Northern Winds, activate Oldhim. And then I pitch Winter's Bite to play Sow tomorrow, draw a card, pitch the Pulse to swing Hammer. Has go again. We get to put the Oakenol back in the deck. And then we actually get to pitch Heart here. I don't know. Is Oakenol restricted? Is Oakenol restricted? I actually did not know that. So I can pitch Pulse. I think pitching the Heart is just always better here, right? Like, we can actually use this as a defense reaction if we need to. It's weird to think about, but this is just a 2 for 6 if we need it to be. This card was like suspended the whole time I played with it, so you can only have 1 in LL. I did not know that. That's good to know. We're gonna Arsenal the Pulse, which I'm not gonna lie. Now we are definitely down on like the card advantage battle right now. Like we are 100% losing on the card advantage front. So the Frostbite, so what I can do here is I could simply give the Autumn's Touch. I think I'm better off to pitch the Autumn's Touch to Oldhim here, take 1, get a Frostbite, and then throw 8. We're not fusing, but it's 8. And at this point in the game, like, this is, in my opinion, we're at a point in the game where it feels like if people were commentating, they would be saying, this is about who wants it more. We're just being as scrappy as we can right now, trying to close this game out. We pay for this to swing 8. Trying to buy multiple cards here. What's 2 more copies, right? Also, I think Starvo should just be banned. I mean, could be a fun format if you banned Starvo, right? I don't know. Honestly, I say that. I don't know enough about LL. Like, last night's stream and tonight's stream are some of, like, the most games I played in LL. I think we have now crossed over into the most games I played for LL. There's just not that many events in my area for LL. So Does the Frostbite kill us here? It does, doesn't it? So we're forced to block 2, activate Oldhim, swing Hammer, Arsenal Oakenold. Guys, I know I'm living a pipe dream, but I still think we can do this. Oh my god, I'm so glad we put Heart back in. People that say Starvo should be banned in this format do not play this format. That's fair. Banning Starvo and LL would be similar to banning like Victor and CC. Listen, if they ban Victor and CC, I might just like cry myself to sleep. I take that back. There are other things in CC I like to play. I just like Victor the most. I want to leave this here, I think. So, looking at this, if I give Autumn's Touch, if I give Autumn's Touch and pitch the break ground, I don't really get to do anything relevant here, so I'm better off to just crown this away and use the value here that I get. We're going to pitch the channel to crown. Yeah, there's the pulse. I knew it was there. That was, I mean, I still don't think it matters, though. So, drone. We block, stay at 2. And then we're going to activate pitching the break ground here. And then we can pitch the pulse. And then it's going to be 4 cards, and we'll have 1 card left, which means we'll draw everything but the pulse, which means I need to pitch the pulse now to make sure it's in my next hand. Ooh, drone Oldhim. That's funny. True, but funny. Yeah, we're just gonna pitch break ground here since we're trying to arsenal this card. And now we're just going to try and hang on here. Blocking with drone, I love it. Block with Macho and Boots on the last one. If I block Macho and Boots, I still can't fuse, right? Still doesn't work out. Oldhim mirrors usually in faster than most Fi mirrors. Once you get in the groove of things, turn by turn is really quick. So I do have to say that, Michael, like I actually like very much agree with that, because when I played Oldhim and CC a lot, there were a lot of turns when it was just like nonstop, like over and over and over again. Like everybody knew what they were doing. So we have an Earth card coming up that we just pitched. So we're going to pitch Heart to activate Crown, put this on the bottom, prevent 1, block with Civic Steps, and we're going to fuse this, which should close the game out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, take 2, go to 1, pitch channel, play this, fuse with Pulse. And if this doesn't end the game, we're probably just up a creek. I don't know that this ends the game here, considering they still have Pulse in their deck, but we have thrown 9 Dominate off of Oakenold twice because of Sotomaro. Now, last time they took 1. They do not gain a life. Thank God. That would be terrible for us here. I think that by that time, yeah, it was really fast. When we were on a Nothos and Vambrace, it was so degenerate. Oh, yeah. It was actually miserable during that time, I think. You had Break and Pulse. I only had Break and Pulse, but I had to use Crown to draw the Pulse, right? If I remember correctly. I had 2 Earth and an Ice. Okay, so I could have done it. Okay, and I just missed it 1 turn earlier there. So it's just me making play mistakes there. Seven, 8. Take 1, put 2 cards on the bottom. And then Macho in this hand. Macho closes the game out. I don't think there's a way for them to stop 8 Dominate with the Pulse out of their deck here. Josh said unsub for sure. We don't need to be buying viewers. Thank you though. Whomever you might be. Take 3. Oh my god. Okay. 57 turns. Riku, thank you for a hell of a game, brother. 57 turns. That match took an hour and 33 minutes. And God, my time took an hour and 3 minutes. Riku's ready to kill himself. Jesus. That was a game. So I just want it to be noted, it's 8:45. We've been streaming for an hour and 45 minutes, and we played one game. Riku, what a great game. Thank you for the game. I really appreciate it, man. I hope that wasn't too miserable for you, considering I took up majority of the time. Yeah, that was wild. So 1-0 on the night. After probably the longest game ever. That was absurd. I try and keep a good pace. Yeah, Riku, you did great, man. It was me. I was the problem that game. Trent said we did it just under 60 turns. Trent's happy we're under 60 turns, and Sam wanted us to get to 60 turns. Two kinds of people in the world. Chat's been waiting for an eternity. I mean, I get that. I think he is the sole reason most cards are restricted, so why not just get rid of the actual problem to free up other heroes, but still also your comment. I don't know what you're talking about, Angel. Yeah, we played 3 draws in that time. Hey, it's Icelander. Let's go. Hey, it's Cusco too. Cusco. Good luck, man. It's weird because I think we have to have AB3 in this matchup. But you also want equipment to block with, and I don't really know where the line is there. I haven't played Oldhim in enough time. I don't remember. I think you're supposed to run AB3 in Crown. Also, never lined up with double ice for exposed to kill seeds. Yeah, I kept waiting. I kept waiting to get got by it, but it just never happened. Michael says that he likes Winners well with Stalagmite. And he likes AB2 here in this matchup. I'm down for that. You can talk me into that. Respites are good. I imagine Zealous Beltings are good. Let's see. What cards are we not liking here? Chokeslam. I mean, it's a good attack, right? Like, it applies a lot of pressure. I don't really want to run 67 cards. I don't think. But we want all of our blues. Maybe I don't want 6 defense reactions. Like, we probably don't want Sink Belows and Fate for Scenes. Like, we can block pretty defensively as it is anyway, right? So maybe just keeping a lot of our blues in and then trying to play, like, Endless Winter is a good card. Chokeslam is one that jumps out at me as we'd want to cut because it's just a 4 for 8, but it does play very well with double blues and Pummel. I don't know. Like, playing 61 is probably correct here, and I think we want to leave Sink Belows in. I don't think we really want Staunch. I think Zealous Belting is probably good enough to try and, like, put pressure on them if I had to guess. Frostfang doesn't interact well with that sometimes. Can just send all the stuff at you in response to the triggers. That's true, so maybe Chokeslam's better than just Frostfangs here. Just playing 61 like this. Let's try it like this and see what happens. I like AB2 in the Stalagmite. I think Michael likes Stalagmite because it has a lot of value into Scar for Scar if they're running it into you, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how it feels this game. We don't want to cut Heart, do we, Keshkar? It's just a blue, right? Like, just a blue? You run drone since you've got 2 Dromai players? I mean, that makes sense. No fuse, so we're just going to pitch a So tomorrow, and we're going to see what we rip into here. A Thunderquake? I'm pretty interested in just trying to throw Cranial Crush and Arsenal the Pummel here. Feels like a pretty solid play. We just get to throw 8 pretty aggressively here to start the game, and Arsenal a very powerful offensive piece for us. there could be a world where we want to throw the hammer AB1 to something and then potentially heave a Thunderquake, but I don't think that's the correct play because Icelander can respond to the Frostbites and potentially punish us here. We are going to have to take some arcane damage to try and set this up to get this into our arsenal, which I think isn't the end of the world. It'll also tell us a lot about how Cusco is going to play out this turn. So we're going to fall down to 34, and then we're coming in for 8. I'm curious to know if Cusco just blocks 6, falls down to 34 as well, and then tries to play a game from there, or if he's actually going to try and like Coronet peek us or something on his turn. Okay. So that was a net negative turn cycle for us. Cusco does gain 1 value there off that turn cycle. Buff power here. I mean, Command & Conquer Pummel is a heck of a play, but we're probably just looking to get rid of this. Just play a solid defensive game here. We can block Endless Winter at Zealous Belting, take 1, throw Hammer, Arsenal, Command & Conquer. Feels counterintuitive to block with this, but I think it's okay. Maybe this is also a time. I don't think we want to block with Stalagmite here. I think we'd rather Arsenal the Command & Conquer and just save it for something. I mean, they can just play cards against us, so maybe we want to block with the Command & Conquer. And maybe we want to save life, stay at 34, and then we want to Arsenal our Go Again card. Maybe that's a better play line for us. It's probably a better play cycle for us, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So playing the match at 2 a.m., so I convinced myself that I had 1 blue staunch left. I mean, dude, like, you played a great game, man. Like, honestly, like, if chat wasn't here helping me, like throwing answers at me, I'd have lost that game, brother. You'd have won that game every day of the week and twice on Sunday if chat wasn't here for me. I think we'll just pitch the Northern Winds here. See what we rip into. So this is for 7. We could block Oakenold Chokeslam, Ice React, and then we could just throw Hammer here to keep him off of an Arsenal here, which I kind of like, to be honest. It's not a lot of opportunity for us to make this play. We could also block with the Channel and then Arsenal the Oakenold as opposed to throwing the Hammer. I mean, Icelander has a lot of those hands, right? That are just kind of like weird. Sometimes, like if you leave them with 4 cards, there's probably not a ton of things they can do. 1 versus 31, I'll take those odds. Oh, I forgot to Ice React. I was too busy talking. All right, it is what it is. I should probably go back and like Ice React there, but at this point, I've already pitched to swing the hammer. It's a little too late at this point. It is what it is. It's also interesting because Stalagmite, having Stalagmite in this match, actually gives us like just enough value to where Riku has to think about throwing any Go Again attack here, right? Like he has to, or not Riku, I'm sorry, Cusco has to think about any Go Again thing he wants to throw at us, which is like really good to think about. Cusco said he's thinking here. Gosh. So I remember when I started streaming Flesh and Blood, I played Oldhim a little bit on camera. Like when I say when I started, I'd been streaming Flesh and Blood like a few months. And I remember playing Oldhim one night and I streamed for like 4 hours on a Saturday one time. And I remember during my stream, I managed to play 4 games across like 4 hours. Like I was literally playing a game an hour, which is like, just, I don't know. It's just wild. put an Insidious Chill into play. That's terrifying. I kind of want to Crown here. I kind of want to pitch the Sink Below to Crown, if I'm being honest. That is a great rip for us. Let's see if... I'm curious to know if he responds here. We're going to reveal the Northern Winds. And we're going to come in for 8. And every card that gets added to the chain gets a Frostbite, which is pretty solid. And we get to Arsenal the Oasis Respite. We'll probably end up crowning it away since there's 3 in the deck and we're not really like trying to just sit on it and wait. But it's still a good card to have in, and we can try to keep up with where it's at in second cycle. Yeah, 1 game an hour is just any competitive event. I mean, and to be honest, it's... You don't, like, I don't really think about it very often, if I'm being entirely honest. So the whole thinking of it as playing at an event by playing 1 game an hour is something that never really crosses my mind, because you're just used to playing so many more games on Talishar. Also, Dallos, hope I said that right, man. Thank you for the sub on YouTube, brother. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us tonight. Man, when you're here for the first time, we got 3 questions we ask everybody, man. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings, man? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I'd love to get to know you in the chat, brother. I think we're supposed to crown on our turn, right? Like, we just kind of want to crown this away, because there's always the chance that we do find the pummel. I mean, if we do find the pummel, it's like one of the luckiest rips in the world, right? But... Ooh. So I guess a reason to wait. Yo, Philip Cross, let's go. Also with that sub on YouTube, brother. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I got those same 3 questions for you, man. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings, man? I would love to learn some more about you, brother. So, some damage is coming through. I think throwing Command and Conquer, because it's just the most value we can get, is probably the thing to do here, right? Here we go. Dude, it's not a trap question. It's not a trap question. Get out of here, Josh. It's an awesome question. Knowing how you like to eat your hot dog is like a personality thing. Like, the fact that Drew brought that up originally has been such a like main staple talking point of the stream. Like, there's a section in the Discord dedicated to hot dog topics. Now, granted, we don't talk in that section of the Discord very often, but still, it's cool that it's there, and it's cool that it's such a fun like piece of interaction to have. Would like to be able to throw Spinal Crush if I can. Okay. I was like, interesting. It's an innocent question until he asks for a video of you eating one? Bro. I've been lurking for a couple weeks now, LMAO. I got into Flesh and Blood about a month ago because the owner of my LGS is a huge fan of it and got me hooked. Catch up on a hot dog? Hey, simple is all right, man. I can get behind that. Well, dude, let's go. Dallas, I really appreciate you hanging out, man. Even if you are lurking, brother, nothing wrong with that, man. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. And welcome to Flesh and Blood, dude. Awesome game, awesome community, man. I hope you fall in love with it as much as I have. I don't think we're supposed to crown here. Like, I think we're just supposed to pay. And then it's just 1, right? And what did he reveal? Ice Bolt? Okay, that's fine. We're just going to pay 1. And then we're going to pay through the Frostbite here, and we're going to throw 9. Now, Cusco can throw some damage back at us, which is pretty good. But we spent the whole game, and the only thing that Riku is really set up is this Insidious Chill and Energy Potion, which I actually think gets a lot of value for us, because if Riku is able to set up, like, Frost Hexes and Amulet Device very early, we're in a really bad spot, right? Yeah, Trent was here yesterday. I'm for sure in love. I play Talishar almost every day and play at my LGS 3 times a week. Dude, that's awesome, man. I love to hear that. Like, genuinely, I'd love to hear things like that, man. Like, as someone who's played card games a lot, you know, like I played Magic before I came to Flesh and Blood. Like, to hear people genuinely talk about the game and how much they enjoy it, like, it just makes me really happy to hear stuff like that. Like, straight up. Man, we talked about those Frost Hex, didn't we? So we could actually make him pay here if we wanted to by pitching the Winter's Bite. Probably better just to throw 9 and keep the winner and keep it though, right? I don't know. It's a weird choice. It's a weird choice. I head to bed. Thanks for the game. It's 3 a.m. Dude, Riku, I appreciate the game, man. I hope you have a good night, brother. Hear me out. Spinach dip in a hot dog goes hard. Spinach dip. Okay. Oh, you have my attention, sir. You have my attention, Crimson. That sounds cool. I'm in for that. Bro, I'm in for that. Like, I'm here. I'm here. You got me. I'm hooked. So this is going to be for 7. I can Tunic Crown and then Earth React and... Yeah, this is pretty good. We can Tunic Crown. We're going to sink below and put one of the choke slams on the bottom. Activate Oldhim de Oldhim de Oldhim. We're gonna throw the Command and Conquer, and we're gonna force Cusco to give us the Ice Bolt here, or decide how he wants to play this. Gives us the Ice Bolt. I personally think that's a very solid play. We're gonna AB 1 here. We're gonna take 5. We're really gonna take 6. 1 from Frost Hex, 2 from the Ice Bolt, 3 from the Waiting Moon to arsenal our red Chokeslam to keep our... We're going to do that to keep our Crown of Seeds active for when we need it. Although it could just be better just to prevent life here. I don't know. It's a tough decision. Hey, let's go. Josh with a big hydrate. Here we go. All right, Josh, I got you. Let's get through this turn cycle, and I got you, brother. I'm gonna take a little bit more of a safer approach here, and we're gonna AB as much as we can, knowing that we have 6 damage on the stack. Yeah, give us a scar for a scar. You love to see it. You love to see it. All right, we take 1 here. We are going to pitch the Heart. We could have pitched the Pummel and then thrown Cranial Crush, but I think we're better off to make this play here, if I'm being honest. I think we're better off with this play.
You love to see it.
Yo, Dalos, let's go with that double support, brother. We got a sub on YouTube and we got a follow on Twitch, dude. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It means a whole bunch. What happened? Cold Snap? We are not going to pay 1 for that. We don't have an arsenal. We don't care about it. But thank you, man. I really appreciate the double support, brother. Means a bunch. We are going to pitch to AB2 to the Waning Moon. And then we have 4 coming in. Air Goodman coming at you. Defense reaction? Yep. Sink below makes sense. We're going to pay 1 for the Frostbite. Arsenal to pummel here. You should have done it during the half-hour-long game. Would have been really good during that game. Like, that would have been tough. That would have been bad for me. If I pitch channel... If I pitch channel to Crown here, I can Crown, Stalagmite, Respite. Rip into a blue, I can go Zealous, Pummel into Hammer. More than likely, right? We can also... We could also block Stalagmite, Ice React, and then go 5 into Pummel, Arsenal to Respite. This is an interesting choice. I really like ice reacting here, but I don't know how the rest of our hand plays out. Let's go ahead. No, I don't know. Like, I want to keep the pummel, right? This feels weird. We're going to take 5 and fall to 18 here. I don't like falling to 5, but I do like taking Riku off of an arsenal. And also, this is one of those plays, nobody ever expects the pummel on the Zealous Belting. All right, while Cusco's thinking, we got a big hydrate for Josh. All right. We're going to use Tunic, and we're going to play the pummel. Short of a defense reaction here, which we've only seen one sink below and one unmovable. Unmovable spicy. I like the unmovable, to be honest. If you drank half your body weight in water, you die. Are you talking about in ounces or in gallons? If you mean in ounces, that is factually incorrect, and I can tell you because I've done it in a day. This is tough. I think we're just supposed to pitch the pummel. Want to play the pummel, but I think we're just supposed to. And then we can throw the Spinal Crush here. And kind of see how Cusco reacts. I said wait. Yeah. That's so what? Yeah, like if you half your body weight. So I weigh 216. Like 216, yeah, it's what I weighed on Monday. Today's only Tuesday, so it's probably about the same. So if I weigh 216, like, do you mean like how like that much weight of water? Like if I drink like 113 like pounds worth of water? Oh yeah, no, I definitely die. And an ounce is what happens when you're trying to talk fast, Darkodius. Your mom, how about that? Classic. So we're going to play the Respite, target the Ether Ice Vein. We're going to pitch the Break Ground. We're going to pay for the Break Ground. And then we're going to AB1 pitching the Break Ground. Yeah, we want to pitch the Break Ground. Bro. If I drank 100, 216, 108, if I drank 100, if I drank that much water, the funny part is, like, I feel like I slosh anyway. Like, genuinely, I feel like when I'm like playing games and like when like if you guys do 2 or 3 big hydrates, Carly laughs because I actually like slosh as I'm walking to bed and stuff like that. So I feel like if I like on top of just being dead, I would be miserable. Well, I guess I would only be miserable for a few minutes, right? Because then I would be dead. All right, sink below number 3 here. With the Frost Hex, we are not out of the woods yet. We are going to pay 1 here. Yikes, this hand is not good. We're going to sink below the Zealous and hope that we can find something better. Winter's Grasp is great. Oldhim or Hammer? It's basically Time Walk if we do this, right? We're taking 1 to set up Tunic Crown or Tunic Respite here. I think this is good for us. I think this is an okay turn cycle for us because if he does have a Scar for a Scar, he's forced into like an interesting spot deciding to throw it, right? This is a good stalagmite spot, I think. Fun fact, that's 1,728 ounces of water. Yeah, bro, I like, one day I forced myself to drink half my body weight in ounces of water because, you know, that's what they say. It's what they say you're supposed to do. And I did, just to see. Just to see. And I gotta tell you, honestly, it was not fun. Like, at all. Not fun at all. Okay, so pay 1 for the respite. Pay 1 here. We're gonna use Tunic. We're gonna play the respite, targeting the Ether Ice Vein. We have not let Tunic resolve yet. I'm doing the thing that I literally am like, you gotta wait on that, bud. Like, bro. I'm turning into a Talishar rando. Darkodius, no comment. Just, I'm sure, insert mean Darkodius comment about how bad I am. I'll make it for you. How does that? Is that fair enough? We're gonna pitch the Brothers in Arms. Just swing the hammer for 4 here. How can you change the background on Talishar? So if you're talking about like the mat here, I think it's part of being in the Patreon. Snake, I think it's part of like the Patreon package that you can like. So I'm a Patreon supporter of February, and I'm a Patreon supporter of Talishar. So, and I assume that it's something within the Talishar Patreon that I'm allowed to change this. Or if you mean, if you're genuinely just asking, if you scroll down here, you have like card backs and you have play mats in the settings menu. I don't know if everyone has that or not, to be honest. My man said, dude, I had one ready. Okay. Oh, it's not a Patreon thing. It's literally just in the mat section. Okay. I did not know that it was just that, so that's cool. So take 2, have 2 floating, pay 2. What did they fuse with? A frosting? Seems pretty good, right? Not bad. We pay 2. We do pay 2. We're going to pitch the Macho. And then I'm going to throw the Command and Conquer here. Knowing that it's a frosting means we're okay. Drink up, buddy. Got to get that half your body weight somehow. Oh, we got another big hydrate. All right. All right. Trent's aiding and abetting Josh tonight, I see. Just throwing Command and Conquer just puts a little bit of pressure on here, like just enough to maybe make this awkward. It's funny because I'm playing Oldhim and I see that my opponent has 19 cards, and my first thought is like, oh, maybe we can fatigue him. But no, it's Icelander. I don't think we can fatigue Icelander. I would love to be able to play the Pummel here. Truthfully. On God, for real. No cap. I would really like to be able to play the Pummel here, but is there any world where I am supposed to just block 7, block Oakenold and Sink Below, and then throw the hammer? It's not bad, right? Like, that seems like a pretty okay play to me. No Ice React here. We know they have the Frosting and Arsenal, so we're not really worried about dying. Hey, what's up, Mazo? I am going to play a skirmish. I have my one and only skirmish in our local area is actually on this this Saturday. I don't know what I'm playing. More than likely Victor, because you know I'm basic and I like to play Guardian. But I did have Zach on our team reach out to me with a pretty spicy list. That he's talking about, like some of us playing for skirmish, which I think could be pretty fun, right? Cold Snap does not stop Crown of Seeds, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, I guess the Frosting. Guess he never arsenaled the Frosting here. Should he use Tunic in response? I can't remember how this works with... Let's just pay 1 and see what he does. Maybe we can scare the pummel. Maybe we can, like, get the pummel here. I have Vincent and a Victor. Like, those are the 2 decks you're thinking about playing, you mean? God, I would really like to just try and get him with the pummel here, right? But there's just always the chance we could die out of nowhere. So we're probably just supposed to make this play, crack the Frostbite. And then we probably get 2 cards here, if I had to guess. I don't have experience on the mirror. Are you talking about the Victor mirror? Is that what you mean? Okay, we get 1 card here. So we would have been better off to probably just try and play the pummel here. I don't know. It's a tough decision to make, right? It's just a hard decision to make in general. Fusing with a Polar Blast. These Oasis Respites have lined up very well. They can't just kill me there. I guess without the Cold Snap, they can't just kill me there. Like, with the Cold Snap being their arsenal. I mean, I guess we'll just keep swinging the hammer here. We'll just keep making the play. The Victor mirror. I mean, yeah, all 3... or no, I guess it's 2. 2 of his Ice Veins have been met with respites this game. Like, things have lined up very well for me. I'm definitely not hiding from that. The Victor mirror is interesting because, like, and this is going to sound very obvious, Mazo, but, like, you want to win clashes, and you can build your deck in the best way possible to make that happen, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. Like, sometimes you're just not going to win clashes because of how the top of your deck lines up, and it's unfortunate. So it's tough, to be honest. We're going to let the Frostbite resolve. Oh, no, he doesn't get a Frostbite here. So we're going to pitch Blizzard. We're going to do it this way. All right, I'm already down a big hydrate from Trent, so we're going to do it now before I get further behind because Keshkar just did one too. Oh, we lost a little. Lost a little on my shirt there. Boy. Oh, I think it got lost in the comments. Oh, sorry, Simper. Hobbies outside of Flesh and Blood. Okay, so this is where I start to sound super lame, in all honesty. Also, let's go. Snake, thank you for the follow, brother. We got those 3 same questions for you, man. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? What are your favorite hot dog toppings? But Simper, growing up, my family was big into sports. We played a lot of sports growing up. When I was in, I don't know, like when I was in middle school, high school, like I played a lot of basketball. And then as I got older, I kind of transitioned into cards, but I still like to really play basketball. My biggest hobbies outside of playing Flesh and Blood include hanging out with Carly, playing Fortnite with Carly, and something that I don't do as often as I wish I did is go to the movies. I love going to the movies. Like, I know that's like one of those ones that people don't really enjoy that often, but I'm actually a really big fan of, like, when a movie I want to see comes out, go into the movies. And, like, so Carly and I, what we like to do is we go to the dollar store, we buy the candy we like, Carly puts it in her purse, and then we buy popcorn at the movie theater and we share a drink and we go and, like, watch a movie. Now, we don't get to do it all the time just because our life's very busy. But, you know, I thoroughly enjoy doing that. Okay. So this was paid with a cost of 8, which means we're going to get 4 Frostbites. So this is going to cost 5. I got to think about how we want to do this for a second. So what we're going to do is we can avoid the Frost Hex with the Crown of Seeds here. 4, 7. Yeah, okay. So if we AB2, we'll have 9 resources. We will take 4. Cusco Waning Moons us. We pitch, cracking all of our Frostbites to activate Crown of Seeds. Crown of Seeds comes in. And then we AB1, take 1, fall to 8. Or no, it's for 2 because it's on his turn. So we stay at 9. And now we're able to throw Winter's Well, pitching the Frostbite, or pitching the Winter's Bite, and then keep the Macho Grande in hand. Amulet of Ice takes this card out of my hand. I am not going to attack. I'm pretty sure attacking just actually kills me here. So we're going to pass. Okay. I mean, there's a good chance we could just be dead here. Cusco could have set this up perfectly. We AB this. We have 1 floating. Could be a situation where if we had a red, we're dead. Feed him. And he fuzzed for 15 minutes, and now he's sleeping like Nanny with his mouth wide open. Bro, so he finally went to sleep? I didn't realize he's been up this whole time. I didn't realize he's still been awake this whole time. Cal, I'm sorry, it's been one of those days, brother. And that's why I play Righteous Cleansing, was playing in the Victor Mirror, and he didn't respect it. Oh, yeah, Righteous Cleansing's great in the Guardian Mirror. Candy from the dollar store has been, like, honestly such... It's so much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. It saves a lot of time in line. Like, it's a win-win. Plus, like, Carly always has a tote bag to put stuff in, so. I know. I'm down a big hydrate. So in my head, I wanted to break the Frostbites there because technically, I guess technically we just save a damage, right? Guess you're right. We could just pitch the cards to the Frostbites. And then we're able to keep an extra card there. I do like Five Below. I got my water bottle at Five Below. I'm a big fan of Five Below, actually. All right, we got one more big hydrate, and then I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not doing more big hydrates tonight. Y'all are killing me. I mean, I'm here for it and I love it, but no more after this. No, I'm not down 2. Oh god, Josh just did one just a second. All right, well, Josh, I don't have enough water to do yours, buddy. So we are down 2, but I don't have enough water to do yours at this moment. We're gonna pay 1, take 2, fall to 7, and then fall to 6. We are definitely at the point in the game where we could lose to Icelander with the Frost Hex, depending on what they have. We've seen all 3 red Ether Ice Veins, I'm pretty sure. There's a yellow Ether Ice Vein, red Ether Ice Vein, yellow, red, red, red. So all the red ones are gone, 2 yellow ones are gone, which means more than likely he's out of everything that's not blue Ether Ice Veins at this point. I think. Yeah, so we go to 6, just like we talked about. We pitch here. We have to take 1. We only have AB2 here. If he pitches his card, I was like, to swing this, which I kind of hope he does. Okay. If we throw 8, is there any shot we lose the game? We have to think here about this. There is an Ice Eternal left. There's also a hand with like 2 Frost Hexes that he pitched. There's 1 Ice Eternal left. Ice Bolts and Blue Ether Ice Veins. There are 0 Ice Bolts left. There are 2 blue ether ice vein. No, 1. One blue ether ice vein left, and we're out of ice bolts. And ether hails are. There's 1 left in the deck. So if I flip this, I'll have 2 floating. If I throw 8, I'll have 2 floating. If he has a blue ether ice vein, an ether hail, and this, I can AB 3, and that's 8, which means I would take exactly 5. And then if not, I would die to the frostbite. So the best play I could make is to throw the hammer here, force minimum 1 card, maybe 2, and then try to play from there. I think throwing the chokeslam is a mistake here. I mean, yeah, the boots are still there, but there is 1 more Emeritus Scolding as well, which is very true. We do have to do something, though. If we just pass, we're almost assuredly going to die. Fuse with a frosting. Oh, sorry. I need to... I'm gonna ask if he cares if we start over. Well, maybe I need to refresh here. If I restart so I can tunic. Just want to make sure Cusco's okay with it. So we're still going to do this. And then when he goes to make the play, we're going to activate Tunic here. So when this happens... Okay, we're going to see how he fuses here. In Icelander, I'm a big fan of Red Ether Hail. Not many people run it. It was a really good card when it was in CC. I used it a lot. So this pops up. We're going to block 2. We get 2 Frostbites here. With this in mind, could we have... I think we could have died here. We're going to AB2 this and go to 4. And I don't think there's a card... It would have to be Emeritus in hand. Emeritus kills us here. It's like if the blue Emeritus is in their hand, we die. All right, we got a big hydrate. We got a big hydrate here for Keshgar. Oh, man. Getting that water intake today. I think we're just going to pay 1 and then go to 3. I think that's how this has to go down. If we go to 2, we could just die. Chokeslam leaves us with AB2, AB2, and AB1. Hammer leaves us with not enough to matter, I don't think. I think we have to go for it here. I'm hoping this is the hand with the Frost Hexes. Can't remember if I don't think they pitched them last turn. But if this is the hand with the 2 Frost Hexes in it, I think we win the game. We could also just lose here. Like, there's also a chance that Cusco just gives us 3 cards here if he can't kill us, which from AB2, he probably has to be able to kill us, I would think here, right? They fused with a Frosting, I think, last turn, but I doubt that's what's in their arsenal. It's probably the Emeritus, if I had to guess. I mean, the Emeritus just kills us no matter what, right? The Emeritus doesn't matter. Is there there is an Emeritus left, right? Block 8. Yep. We're just gonna pass. We're gonna Arsenal. If the Emeritus is in their arsenal, like, I mean, whenever they draw the Emeritus, we're dead, right? It just doesn't matter. It's Amulet of Ice. Because Emeritus is take 2. No, we have Crown of Seeds now, so we're okay. But I still think this hand is Swing Hammer. I think we need the resources. I think we need everything here. This has been a good game. This has been a good game. Cusco has really put the pressure on us here. Really, like, Cusco's brought it down to the wire, honestly. Like, Cusco has really brought this down to the wire. It is interesting, the 3 life from Stalagmite. I wonder how much more life we might have saved if we had had AB3 here, if that had been Arcane Lantern. There would have also been more turns where we were forced to give up physical cards from our hand to block damage, which would have put us in more awkward spots. So it's very possible that, like, we have the best setup here with the Stalagmite. Okay. Gives us 2 cards. We're just going to pass. That's fine. Trying to figure out... Okay, Frost Hex. So that was the Frost Hex hand. This is the hand that kills us. Now with 2 Frost Hex in play, it is relevant that we break the Frostbites. Although, again, it doesn't, like, if it's Emeritus and Waning Moon, it's just exactly enough damage. Well, no, I'm a schmuck. The Crown of Seeds protects us. God, I haven't played Oldhim in so long. It's been way too long since I played Oldhim, and I can tell. I'm feeling it right now with all the games that I'm playing. Like, 100% where I can tell I haven't played Oldhim in a long time. Yep. We fall down to 1. And then if it Striders into anything 3 or more, we're dead. Maybe we just win. Him blocking like that lets us know that we can play the pummel and get there. Jeez, what a game. What a game. I feel like, again, we had a lot of hands really line up for us over the course of that game. Like, that game really worked out for us because we were able to use our respites on the Ether Ice Veins. What did that game take? Hey, that game only took 45 minutes. 43 minutes. 43 minutes, man. These heroes are monsters. Can't imagine how bad it would be to play Kasai into them. If you mean like regular Kasai, Oldhim would probably both of these heroes would do very well into Kasai. I would think into like regular Kasai, if that's what you mean. All right, we got time for one more. It's wild. We played 2 games. I refuse to let this be a 2-game stream. We're playing one more. We're gonna play one more. Hey, what's up, Riddler? How are you, brother? I thought I had one more Scolding in my deck and I was playing for it. I mean, so I think somebody in chat told me there was one more. We were counting all of your power cards and there was one more, and you not having it the turn that I needed to be able to arsenal something to let Crown protect me ended up winning me the game, I think. Noticed way too late I'd blocked with it already. That's fair. That makes sense, man. I get that. GG, Cusco. I enjoyed the game, brother. I appreciate it. You got time for half of one more? I mean, that's very true, Troll. Also depends on how long it takes us to find the game. Anybody want to play LL against me here before this is over? Josh, you said this was going to be a two game stream. I refuse to let you be right. We're playing a third. We're playing a third. Also, guys, appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. I was like, viewership's been up, you know, most of the night. I was like, we've been in the 50s and 60s for most of the night, so I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. I was like, I did not think Living Legend was going to be that popular, but you know, I've enjoyed it. Like, I've enjoyed playing Oldhim. Playing Icelander last night was a lot of fun. I could play Chain real quick. I'm down for that, Cusco. you want to do that, I'm totally down for that. Riddler said, let's go. I'm here for a third. Dude, I appreciate it. All right. Against Viserai. God, I think we want to go first against this. Oh, it's Null. Let's go. Hey, what's up, Null? How are you, buddy? Good luck, man. Despite Oldhim, we preserve. That's right. Hold on, slamming that like button. Dude, let's go, Riddler. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, guys, like the stream if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate it. It means a whole lot. I assume this is a Stalagmite and Null Room Boots matchup. I assume. Again, I assume. Respites for Thorn, I guess. And then Pummeling Frostfang could go a long way here. Chokeslam probably doesn't matter. Let's run it like this. Wait, is he playing Duskblade? Is there any shot he's just playing Duskblade? I mean, I'm sure it's OTK Viz, but like, even then we don't want AB4, right? It doesn't help us, right? At least I don't think it does. I could be wrong here. I'm very open to being wrong. We're just gonna pass. I'm going to Heave Thunderquake, pitching Sink Below, and the Cranial Crush. And we draw into the CNC Pummel. I mean, not shabby, not too shabby, right? Not a bad rip to start the game here. CNC Pummel. Now they are running Crown of Providence, but it's still just value. God, I forgot this blocks. I forgot this has temper. What were we doing, James? What were we doing? Now, I say that, everybody's gonna be like, what were we doing, James? Looking at Crown of Seeds too, but I mean, Crown of Seeds was stupid. Crown of Seeds was big stupid. Big stupid. Become the Arc Knight, discarding Rattlebones. I was expecting that to be discard an attack action to go get Read the Runes there. Going to get an attack. You have my attention. You have my attention. LL isn't popular. You are. Oh, Andrew. That's so sweet. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot, man. I really appreciate that. I am very appreciative for you guys hanging out here. I mean, let's be honest. It is a Tuesday night. You guys could be doing anything, and you guys are hanging out with me while we're playing cards. So I am very appreciative of that. It does mean a lot. We are going to pitch the Blizzard, and then you make a rune chant, which is fine. Why will it not let me activate Crown? Oh my god, I forgot that this is face up. I can't Crown of Seeds this turn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Completely forgot about that. So I think what we're going to do, because I forgot Crown of Seeds text, we're going to block with the Command and Conquer. I'm going to give him a rune chant. I'm going to throw Thunderquake and Arsenal to pummel. Man, what a bozo move. What a bozo move. I'm going to just go get a makeup wipe real quick and take all the clown makeup off my face for being such an idiot. Jesus. I mean, Heaving Thunderquake on turn 0 is so good, but it's such a nombo with Crown of Seeds, right? I mean, the fact that we just got to have a 2-card 8 is very good, but 2-card 8 was set up, I suppose. But listen, Josh, even if you're here to talk trash, man, you're here. And that's how I see it. So literally, honestly, everybody who comes to the stream is honestly just like super fun and very nice to hang out with. And I mean that very wholeheartedly, like very genuinely. But like, even if you are here to just talk trash, I still appreciate you being here. Because it means even if you're just here to talk shit to me, you're still enjoying it enough to be here. Like, listen, a win's a win, right? I like hanging out here. You're more like a tame Chris. When you say Chris, do you mean like Chris and Rob from Second Cycle? Because God, I hope that's what you mean. If it is, I cannot wait to tell him you said that, bro. I'm inclined to agree. I'm not fond of the LL format, but I see an Agroblaze stream and I watch an Agroblaze stream. Thank you, Brad. Brother, I appreciate it, man. That means a lot. I have a blast hanging out with you guys and being able to like stream and hang out with y'all. It is a lot of fun. I'm still trying to talk Carly into. We're still trying to have a Carly Learns Flesh and Blood stream. We're still trying to make that happen. I'm talking quieter so she can't hear me in the other room because she doesn't know yet. She's probably listening. She normally listens to the streams sometimes, like when she's like hanging out playing Zelda or something. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Oh dude, I cannot wait to text Chris and tell him that you said that. I cannot wait to tell him that. I'm more tame Chris. You know what? Honestly, he'll probably take that as a compliment knowing Chris. Oh, you should have saw what he said when New got revealed. Oh, I would like to hear about this. What did he say when New got revealed? We are going to use Tunic to play Pummel here. Anything we can do to push damage and just try to like be on the front foot here is where we want to be. You tried to talk Carly into Fab? How did you try to talk Carly into Fab, Josh? Was this last night when she was hanging out in the chat? Chris and Rob are very funny. I enjoy Chris and Rob's streams very much. They banter like together very well. They're very funny people. They are very funny people. Yikes. Sand's not great. Wonder if I'm supposed to crown here before this happens. Probably not, right? Is that 3 attacks? You love it. Let's attack for 9 here with the Spinal Crush. Carly, so we have a Discord that like my cousin, let's get the full backstory here. My cousin is a big Clash of Clans guy. Like he loves Clash of Clans and he streams Clash of Clans and like makes YouTube content for it and stuff like that. Exclamation point Kyle in the chat, by the way, if you want to know. That's his YouTube channel. And he has a Discord that he runs and we use it just kind of like as a place to hang out and play Fortnite together and talk and be in all the time. And Carly's in there talking to somebody. I think she's probably talking to Diablo. If you guys ever hear me say Classic Pat, that's what I mean. Because that's who I'm talking about. Something along the lines of, oh my god, she is such a mommy. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that does sound like Chris, fam. That does sound like Chris. All right, so... Man, I really wanted to play Endless Winter. This doesn't have Go Again, right? Okay, no, there's no Go Again here. So we're going to crown that away. We are going to block, and then we're going to pitch Autumn's Touch, When this comes in, we're going to pitch one, block the other one, and then we're going to block with the Endless Winter, throw the hammer for 4, and we're going to Arsenal the Pummel here. We need the Agroblaze clan and Clash of Clans, dude. So I've been playing Clash of Clans, like just let's walk through this story here, Angel, so you could understand. I have been playing Clash of Clans since like, I don't know, 2012 when it came out when I was in high school. And I'm only a Town Hall 13 on my main account because I have like just not played it enough, dedicated enough time to it, in all honesty, man. Funny, how is he a clown? Does he amuse you? I mean, Chris and Rob, like, I think Chris and Rob are hilarious, dude. Like, they're funny guys to be around. I just like talking to them and hanging out with them. They're just cool guys. We have to keep playing defense here. It looks like Null's trying to like force us to play a mid-range game here. I'm not a fan of it, but I think we have to. So we can... We're going to block a Rune Chant. We're going to block this rune chant with a Crown of Seeds. We're going to take this one. I'm going to block. I'm going to block with Brothers in Arms. That feels bad. This feels like a good turn to block with Stalagmite. This could be a good Stalagmite turn here. I don't know. Was trying to make a Goodfellas reference. I do like that movie. This feels weird. But we're going to make this decision. I don't know that I like it, but we're going to make this decision here. This was a very like open opportunity to block with Stalagmite. So much so that it makes me think Null wanted me to block with Stalagmite here. I'm going to block Spinal Crush. And then I'm going to use Tunic and Respite to just throw the Command and Conquer here. I know it's 6 with when they don't have an arsenal, but I think it's worth just throwing 6 here to try and attack for 6. Real Runeblades play Duskblade Chain. Listen, I love Duskblade Chain. I enjoyed playing it the other day. So anyway, all of that, Angel, to come back to what I was saying, I don't play Clash of Clans very often, but I do enjoy the game. Like, it's fun to play. I don't mind playing it. It's kind of cool. It's definitely not something that I would like. I don't know that I could ever like have a Clash of Clans clan. That would just be so like, I play the game so little. I would like to throw Oakenold here, but I just don't know that we can, right? Like, there's just no world we can throw the Oakenold here. Do I need to refresh again? Okay, it's Null. We're waiting on him to refresh here. We learned this Viz is an OTK Viz. So this definitely is an OTK Viz, but it looks like it's set up that way. It looks like Null is trying to force me to play awkwardly and put me in awkward spots, which I'm going to be honest, I kind of respect. God, this feels wrong, but I think we're just going to throw this. Because we're going to pass on fusing, because fusing one, not the other, doesn't matter, right? Yeah. But I think throwing 7, knowing that we have 3 Sotomaros in our deck, makes this okay. I think makes this okay. Also, I think Drew's running predictions, and Drew, I appreciate you running predictions, man. It means a lot. I don't know what's up with me and the whole heart thing on my hands tonight. I've been doing it a lot tonight. I'm living on the edge. Welcome to Crazy Town. Population Zach. These reduced to rune chants are really good. Makes me sick. Yes. We're gonna Arsenal a Sink Below here. Might be a good turn to try and put Channel into play. We can block 6 rune chants and play Sink Below, and then put Channel into play and pass. The real baller play would be able to keep 3 cards so that we could put Channel into play and then pitch Winter's Grasp to play Winter's Well, and then keep the Channel and have a Winter's Well Frosty. I'm too greedy by nature to play Oldhim. I have to say, it is definitely a learned thing, man. Straight up. It is a learned thing to be patient with Oldhim. I mean that very honestly. We're gonna pitch Macho. So at this point in time, I can take the 2 rune chants here, and then we can Sink Below and Earth React to block the 6, which I think is fine. We're gonna Sink Below, no Sink. I want to keep the Channel Lake Frigid here. Yeah, no Sink, and then we're gonna Oldhim. I don't really care about letting my opponent Arsenal here, I don't think. We took 2 damage that turn cycle when they had 8 rune chants, and now they have 0 rune chants in play with not much generation. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually not going to swing the hammer here. I'm just going to Arsenal pass, keeping the Channel Lake Frigid in my arsenal. If I have an opportunity to play it next turn, I will. But if not, we're just going to go ahead and put it away. We'll crown it away here. I didn't really play much before Skeleton was banned. Isn't it that cracked that Viz is worth playing in LL? I mean, yeah, it's honestly insane, brother. Like, Donald, it is 100% insane. Skeleton is crazy. I learned what Skeleton did a very, very hard way at a tournament. So I think we're pitching here. Pitching Arc Knight Shard in this deck is awesome. I have an Arc Knight Shard that I want to play so bad. So this is 1, and I think we're just gonna block with Stalagmite here. We could also just block with the Respite here. I don't know. I kind of like it because we have Crown to protect us from the Thorn. We have Crown to protect us from the Thorn here, so this is fine, I think. Make a Rune Chant, Sonata. You hit Rune Blood, Incantation, Unmovable, Mauvrion guys, so get nothing. And then we are going to pitch Breakground, Crown of Seeds. We draw into a Frostfang. We're going to go block, block. We will... I think we'll take 1. And then we'll go to 35. Or I'm sorry, go to 33. And I'm actually going to Ice React here to keep in a card out of our opponent's arsenal. And then I'm going to Arsenal the Frostfang. And we're going to set up to try and hit him with a Frostfang Pummel here. I think we've played a Pummel and we've put the other 2 on the bottom of the deck. But I still think this is okay. So we're just going to pass. Null has done a very good job of bringing the game back to like more parity life totals. Which I think Null is like trying to work through the game. And then trying to set up more of an OTK strategy later here. Hey, what's up, Vegeta? How are you, buddy? Was it Brody who taught you what Skeleton does? Although I did get dumpstered by Brody playing Skeleton, it was actually not at that event. It was before that. I had only played against Skeleton one other time ever before that, and I learned the hard way what it does at that event. I'm just gonna pass and we're gonna play Sink Below, and then we're gonna put the Breakground on the bottom. I would like to pummel this, but I think we can just get away with throwing it here, right? I guess we could have Ice Reacted since we didn't have anything else to do. Prevent an Arsenal, maybe. I don't remember how many cards they had in their hand there, but we probably should have Ice Reacted from Oldhim. My opponent assumes I have the Pummel here. No, they have an Unmovable. Ooh, Ice Reacting would have been great there. Ice Reacting would have been phenomenal right there. We are just going to Arsenal the Sotomorrow. We have Pulse for Ice React here. We have Pulse for both here, honestly. Or we have the option to pitch Northern Winds to play Channel Lake and then pitch Pulse to swing Hammer here. We could also Sotomorrow and put back in the Oakenold here, which would be really solid. We have a few really good lines here we could take. I like that they're activating Grasp because it means that their turn doesn't do much here. We also haven't seen any Rebels yet, which like is a big power card. Of course, I can't remember if OTK plays that. Also, the fact that the like 2 of the Sonatas have come out of the deck. Actually, was it all 3? All of the Sonatas are gone. So we're going to use the Tunic counter. I might have to run to the bathroom, guys, before this was over. It's been so long since I played versus Oldhim. Holy moly. I get that, man. I get that. It's tough. You don't like when you don't play these heroes or play against them a lot. It's tough. I completely understand. And then we're gonna say no blocks, and we're gonna pulse here. We're gonna invite Null to chat here. I gotta run to the bathroom, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, bathroom break and we're back. We're going to play So tomorrow to draw a card. See what we pull into here. Okay. Shoo! Chat, do I hit the inactivate button? Bro. Listen at him over here, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. Man, this is actually... No, this is fine, right? This is actually... Because we have Crown, I don't even really care to Arsenal Heart of Fandle, which is hilarious. I don't do this very often, but this is something that you can do with Oldhim. So since we played the Channel Lake and now we pitched the Northern Winds, we're going to be able to check the channel and keep it in play, which is awesome. Man, bathroom breaks in the middle of the game, huh? It's not something you see every day. Blocking 5. Finally giving up some equipment there. Check the channel. Arsenal this. Feels like a sin to Arsenal that, but we are anyway. I can see the gray Oldhim beard growing on you from these games already. Oh, man. I love that. I absolutely love that. I think we're going to be able to keep the channel around because we're going to pitch the Frostfang here to the Crown on our turn. And then we're going to throw Cranial Crush, and we're going to Arsenal the Thunderquake here, keeping 2 ice cards in our pitch stack here, so we're setting this up so that we have channel for another turn, which is not something I thought we would be able to do. Hashtag Crown did nothing wrong. Billy freaking gets it, bro. Gets it. If only they made some way to flip the heart face up in your arsenal. Oh, you take that back, Brad. You take that back right now, bro. Bitching about the chest having temper. I mean, yeah. Listen, man. I did say, James, what are we doing? Off of the Skeleton. And then I did turn around and say, James, what are we doing? Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. Crowned away as Arsenal just to be able to do that. That's I don't think that's how he drew it up. I don't think that's how he drew it up. Giving us a lot of tempo here, which is a good place to be for us. We're just gonna overpitch here and just throw the Thunderquake. Arsenal the Favor Scene, which I think is fine. But Dora uses Emboldened Blade to flip the heart face up would be so funny. You totally wouldn't do something in response? No, of course not. I would just let it happen, right? Duh. It's an obvious play. Oh, man. Being able to Arsenal a Fable, like, I have to tell you, when I'm playing Victor, Victor's very broken. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to talk, like, the differences here. Damn. I'm not gonna like sit here and complain about Victor, but there's been a couple of times when I've arsenaled a blue, like a crappy blue, when I didn't think I should, and I really shouldn't have. When in my, like, a couple of times I'm just like, man, oh, like Crown of Seas would be broken here, and it would have been. It absolutely would have been, but you know, beggars can't be choosers and all that. And all that. Crown of Seas is 10 times worse than the chest being able to block twice. You don't even block twice with the chest. You just block once with the chest, right? Like, you just block once since you're wanting to use its effect here with Skeletor. So we're just going to throw CNC. I mean, we have the pummel here. Oh, Null said something. He said, oh, you lost channel like Frigid. Oh, he's talking about last turn when I lost the CLF. Where's the grandeur in this list? Bro. Bro, what? You're living on cloud 9 over there, fam. It's the X cost that broke it. The chest would be so clutch and Vin. Would actually be really good in Vin set, I feel like. And Viz would be able to keep up nowadays. Yeah, you mean like if Skeletor was in, like, in CC right now? I think it would actually probably be fine in CC, to be honest. Like, it would probably be fine in CC if I had to guess. Makes each hero put the top card of their deck face up into their arsenal if it hits. What card does that? There is a card that does something like that. Could you imagine? Could you actually imagine how sad I would be if that happened to me? So I think we're just going to crown this away. We're just going to go ahead and arsenal the pummel here. Yikes. It's one of those hands you don't love to see. Promise of Plenty. So do you know how upset I would be if I got hit with a Promise of Plenty and it just happened to flip up my heart into my arsenal? Man, that's a big Sag. That would in fact be a big Sag right there. And I mean, boys, and just let me clarify in case anybody misunderstood here. Big Sag. We have Pummel. I mean, I could pummel the Cranial Crush here. We played all 3 Command and Conquerors. There's 1 Spinal Crush left. Like, we're running out of good pummel targets, to be honest. HOTTOGO. You can take me hard to go. Dude, I've been listening to Chapel Roan. Trent has literally talked about Chapel Roan, and like I just been listening to Chapel Roan like nonstop. Then Chapel Roan and the Veronicas are the 2 big ones that I've been listening to recently. Yeah, honestly, I can say that with extreme confidence in Brad's statement. I would be on Omega tilt if that happened to me. If we were playing a game and you hit me with a Promise of Plenty, like if you happen to like Razor Reflex a Promise of Plenty and actually manage to hit my heart, I mean, like my eye might start twitching. I would be so upset. I would be furious. That's right. Red, White, Supernova. God, dude, I love that song too. Like, love all of them. Like, they're all really good songs. So this is 7 Rune Chants. and 6 physical. We're gonna Arsenal the winner's bite. Yeah, so my current playlist that I have of like her music that I listen to, it starts out with the one that's on the radio that's really popular, like Good Luck Babe or whatever it's called. And then it transitions into Hot to Go. And then it's Red Wine Supernova. Then it's Pink Pony Club. And then we jump into the Veronicas. This is 6 go again. Ooh, we're going to have to block this. This is actually... Is this a stalagmite turn? This feels like a stalagmite turn here. Codex of Inertia also does it, I think. Wait, no, Codex of Inertia is face down, right? Ooh, let's leave that on top. We like Endless Winter. Endless Winter's good. We like Endless Winter. No, hiss. He had it. He had it. Yeah, we're just gonna fall down to 27. I'm not a fan, but I think it's okay. And then we're just gonna Arsenal. I would like to get back on my Crown of Seeds train here so that I can continue to run through Crown of Seeds here. If there's a world where we could literally, like, just keep our hand, that'd be great. Yeah, if my opponent just decides to do nothing and let me keep my hand, that'd be awesome, right? Who's in for who? Let's just run a poll. Let's just run a poll. We need our opponent to let us keep our hand. I just double checked. Promise of Plenty is also face down, so they're all face down. Hey Kevin, what's up? Nah, no Starvo, man. No Starvo. Oldhim, the way to go, right? Brought a Blitz Zen deck for my uncle and taught Ashley to play it. Haven't won a game tonight. I mean, hey, man. Listen. Blitz Zen is insane. So we do get to keep our hand? Wow. So I get to go Winner's Bite, take a card. Target opponent, not ourselves. Although technically it does say target hero discards a card. So it is something to keep in mind. I think it's like relevant with Icelander. Sometimes you can do it like on turn 0 or something randomly. What's up, man? How are you, Kevin? You doing okay, buddy? We're gonna fuse with Blizzard. So they discard a red, and then this is 8. Get a Frostbite for every card that you add to the combat chain of block with. Or Null just said puke. Lol, that's hilarious, bro. I love that. Played first LL Armory tonight. Oh, nice. What'd you play and how'd it go, man? I know that Heatseeker places the card face up in your arsenal. I've actually hit I on Sandscour or Azalea. But that's okay, right? Because you can just Azalea any card to the bottom, right? Like, that's actually not that bad, though, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, it definitely sucks, but, like, it's not the end of the world, right? Living the dream? Dude, we all know what that's speak for. We all know that living the dream is speak for, like, you know, I want to lay in front of a bus. Except, I take that back. When I say living the dream, I actually mean that. And so I assume there's other people in the world that do, but... I mean, this hand kind of sucks. I mean, yeah, we're going to play the Winner's Bite. Takes a card out of their hand here, which is kind of nice. You played New in LL. I feel like New could be pretty good in LL. You get a lot of disruption. I feel like that could actually be not that bad, all things considered. Feels real bad to play the last pummel here on a hammer that does not have a Frostbite attached to it, but Maybe we're just supposed to arsenal it. I don't know. I think this is fine. We just want to push damage. We're going to arsenal the Oasis Respite here with Tunic up, so we're in a pretty good spot. Read the runes. Puts them up to like, what, 12 rune chance here? Play Channel Lake Frigid, and then play Winter's Well, pitching the Winter's Grasp. Value Town. Population us. Living the dream, playing against my wife on Zen. The best part of living the dream is you never know. I mean, hey, I guess that's fair. You're really taking people by surprise, I guess. Went 2-1, came in second. Played new because it was easy to swap to. Just took out 2 Warmongers. Okay, I mean, that's fair. OG Luminaris in the new Prism is really cool. Now, I know that it's better to play new Prism, the new Prism with OG Luminaris and Blitz. I don't know if it's that way in LL or not. I don't really know, to be honest. I know that it's better that way in Blitz, but still, though, I mean, just playing a deck that you just, like, swapped over pretty quickly and then still going 2-1 is pretty solid. Also, I was kind of paying attention, but I wasn't super paying attention that, like, Null's just down to 11 cards, which means depending on what he has left, like, we could be in a good spot to, like, try and close the game out here. Respite could go a long way for us. I mean, yeah, you can put Eye on the bottom, but it still sucks. Like, that makes sense. That makes sense. I get that. Just because something, like, you can get around something doesn't mean it doesn't suck, right? Get a Spellblade Assault? Oh, no, they discarded Spellblade Assault. What does this card do? Discards 3 random cards. So we probably just want to use Tunic and this, right? So what, this is for 6? They make 6 Rune Chant tokens, and then we discard 3 cards? Jesus. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt, boys. Strap in, we may die. I don't know. We'll see. Beat a new and a Starvo, lost to Lexi. I'm surprised that you played against another new, if I'm being honest. Jesus. Get away from me! You're not real and you can't hurt me. Well, 19 rune chance sure as shit can't hurt us. We're going to take a card out of their hand. And then we're going to Arsenal Breakground and pray. Just, oh no! Oh no, that's so bad! If they have another setup turn, this hand's kind of gas though. Yeah, Channel Lake pretty much saved us there. Channel Lake, and not pretty much, it saved us. Channel Lake was insane there. We have a guy who only plays Assassin. I mean, I think everybody has one of those, right? Yeah, Skeletor on the XX cards is insane. So it used to be in CC, it used to be crack Skeletor with, like, you know, 12 rune chance and play Sonata and, like, just reveal a bajillion cards and go ham. So, like, that's where the Skeletor value really comes into play there, Donald. It's really good. If I was able to just keep the Oakenold Pulse. Oh, but we're not. That's a big sag for me, dog. I mean, we have to actually decide how we want to go through this turn, right? Okay. 15 rune chance left. We would go down to 12 if we kept it. We could say no blocks and then activate Oakenold. Actually, we could block with Stalagmite and then activate Oakenold and go down to 12. And then we could throw Winter's Well, Arsenal the Oakenold. Pitch Pulse to activate Oldhim. Block with Stalagmite. I don't like going down to 12, but I think we have to here. He does still have Go Again, but I'm hoping that with majority of this coming off the table, we have the value to really do what we want. Stalagmite plus Pulse. I honestly, I hate to not fuse Oakenold to try and end the game, but I'm scared of what happens if we leave them with cards. And I think we should be more focused on staying alive. Probably should have pitched a Macho Grande to 3 more rune chance to stay at 16. That extra 3 life can really go a long way. Okay. So we take 1. He plays Blessing of Oculate. He's going to have 7 rune chance next turn. He can go to 1 here. No Frostbite, unfortunately. Nope, blocks with a Dread Triptych. Okay, hopefully just out of gas. Okay, just decides to stay at 5 here. Creepers must have gotten no value for them next turn, so... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Pitch Heart to Crown. Five rune chance. If I take 3 rune chance, go to 9. Block here to block 4. Activate Winter's Grasp. Activate Oldhim to Ice React them. Arsenal the Frostfang. I think that's okay. I think taking 3 is... Or I'm sorry, we're actually only taking 2 because we had the Crown floating. Now, they do make 2 rune chance on the back end, but... Again, beggars can't be choosers and all that. And then we get to Ice React them here to take their last card, which means they can't Thorn us. And I think that's a big W here. We're trying to Arsenal the Frostfang here. And then we have Tunic Crown on this turn, which is pretty good for us here. Yeah, he did still have Go Again, but the Ice React there... Or you're talking about the Go Again from last turn? I think the Stalagmite was just enough to get us there. The Stalagmite plus the Pulse activation was hopeful. It was just enough, I think. 3 rune chance. Meet and greet. Crown. We're going to pitch the break round. Viserai makes a rune chant. We're going to say no blocks and give the Fate for scene. Put this on top. We want this on top of the deck. We can pitch this to prevent 1. Prevent 1, take nothing. Block with the Frostfang, throw the hammer. We're coming off of an arsenal from Crown of Seeds here, but I am banking that with 4 cards left in the deck, we're making the correct play by just playing ultra defensive at this point. Yo, let's go. Drew, like literally, I went to look and see that message, and Drew was just... Drew's already on the mod thing. Drew, really, I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. All right, so Frostbite, he falls down to 1. We're hoping this is enough, and with Respite, it should be. Jesus. If I take the Rune Chant, block Gauntlets, Cranial Crush, Fate Foreseen, throw Hammer, Arsenal, Respite. Play the Fate Foreseen. We will leave that on top just because you never know. All right, this demands 2 cards here, which I think ends the game. Forcing Null to block with 2 cards here. And then we get to Arsenal or Respite. I don't think there's anything else that they could do that Null could do to kill us here. So we are going to pitch Brothers in Arms to draw into this. We're going to block a Rune Chant. Block a Rune Chant, doesn't really matter. And then the Thorn comes in, and we're just going to say activate this so that we prevent this out. And then we're going to use Tunic to throw the Endless Winter and then Arsenal to sink below. Not that it really mattered at this point in the game. Like, we were really in a spot where it just didn't matter. We had survived the onslaught. Now, I think a lot of that was due to the fact that, honestly, like, you know, even Null made the comment that he hadn't really played against Oldhim in a while. And he was really playing of more of like an attack kind of like mid-rangey game. The Null definitely knows he should have been playing more for like the OTK like style game, and he definitely would have beat me. This was a 44-minute game. We were 8 seconds short of 45 minutes. So, I mean, pretty good. Not a bad one there. Are your friends really your friends if they fatigue you? Wow. You and Trent living it up over there. So, I know we only played 3 games tonight, but I'm going to be honest, that was about the expectation for Oldhim. Everybody else may not have had as much fun as I did, but I got to tell you, I freaking love Oldhim, dude. The Oldhim mirror that took forever. We won because chat was nice enough to help me out. Thank God, because we got through that. It was a fun matchup, though. I really thought we were going to lose the drone. It did take an hour and 45 minutes because I played very slowly, trying to make the correct play all the time. And then the second game, we ended up beating Cusco. We had a really close one against Cusco, and then we had a really close one against Null right there. So we played 3 really good games tonight, and like really got to like kind of talk about Oldhim and show Oldhim off a little bit. And honestly, I enjoyed it. Back to sleeving though, just wanted to get a little practice for this weekend. Dude, I appreciate the game, man. I appreciate you playing that game into me. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate you guys being here and chilling with me tonight. There might be a stream tomorrow. Carly and I might be playing Fortnite tomorrow. I'm not sure what's going on. I got to talk to her to make sure. If you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord. We run Kalashar tournaments, you know, that are free to play in about every 2 months. We haven't posted the 5th one yet for this year. There's going to be one more. I think it's going to be LL though, kind of towards the end of the year. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys being here. Join the Discord. Also, if you're a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, make sure that you link the Discord from your YouTube or Twitch so that you can get the access to the extra set of the Discord there that you get for being a supporter of the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. And if nothing else, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Take it easy, guys.